If the USA is so great, why did they make the USB? Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon, this is Modern Escapism. Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Big Boss, aka Naked Snake, aka Oodles. Joining me today, the mocap model for such characters as Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, Blood Rain, and Crash Bandicoot. It's Candy.
I thought you were going to say Biggie. Hello.
Hello. Also, this man had his likeness stolen from him to create the character Duke Nukem. Shake it, baby. It's Biggie.
Hey, I'm still at the podcast, so where are you guys?
Just trapped in the bathroom for a week.
And that voice is the winner of 7 King of the Iron Fist tournaments and known volcanologist and carrier of the devil gene. It's Stig.
Yes. I thought you were going to go with this man is the default figure for every year.
No, I wouldn't. And finally, Dante, Marcus Phoenix, Simon Belmont, Geralt of Rivia, and Captain Titus were not inspired by this man. In fact, he's the reason we have Tingle from Zelda. It's Gadget.
Wind's howling. I mean, it literally is right now. Hi.
It's really windy. How is everyone?
Yeah, all right. Blustery.
Sad that I can't twitch you all while we record this, though.
I know, I miss your smell.
I'm happy I don't have the threat of Candy touching random lit up buttons.
Oh, I did so well though, didn't I?
You did.
Oh.
I'm kind of glad I'm not getting feet in my face anymore.
You were asking for it. You loved it.
Because, yeah, there was some boy soup happening, weren't there, Candy?
Oh, it was lovely.
Delicious.
Most action I've had in forever.
Truly girl dinner.
Sipping at it. Mm-hmm.
Good soup.
Ooh, I got a crunchy bit.
Did you enjoy the podcastle, people?
Always.
Well, I thought we were going to be there for another week after that marathon.
Oh, yeah.
I think we'll discuss that more in the green room.
We nearly got stuck.
Oh, we have anecdotes. But it feels like, because I didn't get the news since last Friday when we recorded that podcast, so there's so much news I'm missing now. I don't know what's gone off in the world of entertainment, so it's time for Biggie's breaking news.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's breaking news.
That's just news, isn't it? Here we go. Rare's Craig Duncan to become head of Xbox Game Studios as Alan Hartman retires. Hartman is best known for leading and forming Turn 10 in 2005, the studio behind the Forza franchise. He stepped up to lead Xbox Studios last year. He's also worked on hit Microsoft franchises including Age of Empires and Fable during a 36-year video game career.
Wow.
Taking his place is Rare studio boss Craig Duncan. Duncan has led Rare for the best part of 14 years, overseeing the studio's Connect titles and the launch of its live service hit Sea of Thieves, which has had more than 40 million players since it launched in 2018.
Imagine if Rare hadn't brought out Sea of Thieves, they would be fucked.
They were fucked.
Yeah, that game saved them, didn't it?
Yeah. Kind of wish they'd be able to go back to
Connectimals.
Kind of wish they'd be able to go back to the Nintendo days and do like a new Banjo-Kazooie or something.
Donkey Kong.
Or a Donkey
Something
Kong.
like that. Yeah, Donkey Kong Country, they were good. They were good games. I'm not a big Rare guy, though.
Listen to his new role, though. This is what it
go on.
encompasses. Xbox teams including Halo Studios, The Coalition, Turn 10, Playground Games, Rare, Obsidian, Ninja Theory, Compulsion Games, The Initiative, Double Fine, In Exile, Undead Labs, World's Edge, and more. He's going to be a busy boy.
Or not. Just sat at his desk going, yeah, no, yeah, no.
Yeah, I think it'll be more broad strategy stuff. He's not managing them all one by one.
He's not doing the day-to-day, mate. He's doing the big picture.
Who else wants a cup of tea?
His life will be spreadsheets.
I've met CEOs and like people in charge of companies and stuff. The company I work for instance, he hasn't got a clue what we do.
No. It's got a responsibility though, looking after all that lot, making sure they all report to him and all that kind of stuff.
And then he reports into Matt Booty.
Yeah.
Booty.
It's the managing directors that've got the most stress. They're the ones that literally...
Hang on, I've got a booty call.
Oh.
That's terrible. I'm not having that. Yellow card, mate. Sorry.
Oh.
It's the first
Next.
piece of
Anyways.
news as well. He's got so much more news.
Speaking of Xbox, Microsoft pulls its $1 Xbox Game Pass trial just before the new Call of Duty release.
What's that supposed to mean?
So they every time Microsoft released like a big exclusive, they just temporarily stop you getting like the new customer $1 Game Pass for like 14 days thing.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they bring it back.
That makes sense. It makes fucking sense.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll bring that $1 one back.
No? Do you have to make a new email address and everything for it?
Well, yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
think
only for
it's
new
subscribers.
accounts, that one.
Well, sounds annoying. If you're an achievement hunter, for instance, it's not very good, is it?
No. But yeah,
Not that I am.
I think if you're an achievement hunter, you're probably fine with paying for the service anyway.
I
But
think
it
so.
makes sense. Like
they
it's
did it when Halo Infinite came out as well.
That's right.
yeah, it's like how do we stop like
Yeah.
losing money
Not
on these
losing money.
things that we've spent billions on? Okay, yeah, we'll we'll
I
stop
think
the.
it's a smart
trials.
strategy. I mean, I'd do the same thing.
It
Yeah,
says
I
here the
agree with
$1
that.
trial would certainly undermine sales and subscriptions, especially when Activision traditionally sells more than 20 million copies of COD on average, at around $70 each.
I'll be interested to see what the impact is on the sales figures with it being on Game Pass now.
Huh. Yeah,
Still,
that's true.
still probably sell a load on Steam.
Oh yeah, it'll still sell on like PlayStation.
When does it launch on PlayStation? Same day.
Same day, yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
next week,
I reckon there'll still be a bigger user base on PlayStation spending £60 for it.
I think
Idiots.
the bigger user base will be on Xbox and PC because it's on Game Pass. I think that they will sell a lot on PlayStation, but I think a lot of people like. I don't normally give a shit about Call of Duty, but it's on Game Pass. I'll play the campaign. You know.
They're good games, man. They're
Well,
good
yeah,
games.
but
And if you're not aware, it tries to put the crossplay on default as well. It tries to force you to play with PC and Xbox.
that
If you're
would
on
not be a
PlayStation,
problem for me because I'll never click that multiplayer tab.
Neither do I.
That's the thing. That's what you
Neither
said.
do I.
Oodles like the good games. And it's like, yeah, but I ain't gonna buy the game purposely and go
No.
and play them. But if it's on Game Pass, it's like
Mhm.
I have it pre-installed already.
Yeah,
Like,
but the best
it's-
thing about a new Call of Duty coming out is I get to play the old one for £1. I think I played the old one though already. I think it's that was the shit one.
That was
it's the one
Modern
you got
Warfare
for
3.
free.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That's
not good.
one of the listeners gave you a code for it because it was so shit.
That was not good. But I'll get to play this new one next year for £1. I mean, it's always fun. It's
Or
always
just,
a good
or just
time.
next time you happen to log into Game Pass on your phone, you'll be able to just like blast through it on your phone.
Yeah, I do that occasionally. Yeah, absolutely. It's all fun and games, man. The choices are endless, but I don't like people writing off Call of Duty too much because there's two different people, isn't it, that play it. There's me and Gadget and Stig that just play the campaign, and then there's Biggie. Because Gadget's not involved in any of this. She ain't going near it.
Lock and load, motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Biggie with his season pass.
Lock and play something else, motherfuckers.
But yeah. I think it's a sound strategy. Get rid of that £1 for a bit. Let him make some fucking money, man. Next.
Over to Nintendo. Universal Florida's Super Nintendo World Park gets its May 2025 opening date. This is the third iteration of Super Nintendo World, which follows the versions opened in Japan and Hollywood last year. Sorry, the one in Japan was 2021. Hollywood was last year.
Mhm.
And it
It's
arrives
gonna
as
be
part of
so busy.
Universal's new 110-acre, multi-billion-dollar Epic Universe theme park.
I'd love to go. It's going to be so busy, though. It's going to be absolutely crazy. Do you want to hear something funny, though? So, you know, the original one opens in Japan. They did, for Hollywood, they did they did clones of some of the rides. forgetting that the American clientele tend to run a little bit larger. So half the people queuing for these rides couldn't get on it because they were too big. They forgot to kind of just adjust the seating and whatnot.
Yep, sorry, son, you can't get on this mushroom. It's not happening. It's not happening. Yeah, it's something I'd like to do. I've been to Disneyland. That was nice.
It's a strange conglomeration in that theme park with 5 themed areas: Celestial Park,
Star Wars,
Dark Universe, How to Train Your Dragon's Isle of Berk, and Harry Potter's Ministry of Magic.
You know they got rid of the Muppets because of that How to Train Your Dragon. Furious.
Muppets is Disney though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, this is Universal.
There's what? No, I don't think it was. I think it was Inside Out. They got rid of the Muppets for Inside Out. Motherfuckers! I love the Muppets.
They got rid of Back to the Future. That was a great ride.
There's also going to be a Universal Singapore to follow at some point, and we may even see one over in our shores in Bedford.
Where on earth is that?
They've been planning that for best part of about 20 years.
It may as well be in Tokyo if it's down south.
It's constant back and forth between local planners and people complaining and whatnot.
Is that
It
near
sounds
you
as
then,
though
Biggie?
it's actually happening now.
Is it near you or Candy? Biggie?
It's not near me.
No, I don't know where Bedford is. You need to explain. Where is it?
I've got a fucking map, mate.
I don't know.
Candy, is it near
Google
you?
Maps?
I don't think so. No, I think isn't it near sort of Channel Tunnel area? I know
Tunnel?
not exactly.
It is.
I think
I'm going to tell you right now. It is north of London.
It's by Cambridge.
Milton Keynes. Just aside.
So we
Milton
weren't a
Keynes,
million miles away
Luton.
from it last week, were we?
It's about 40 minutes from Peterborough, where we were for the podcastle.
London,
You
then.
don't, you don't have to go too close to London, Noodles, so you'll be all right.
Yeah, that's
It's
positive.
outside of the M25, so that's positive.
I went to Drayton Manor of last year or this year, and that felt like I were in London. It's Birmingham. Same thing to me. It's all London. But yeah, that's cool. Bring it on. Next.
Sticking with Nintendo, the official Nintendo Museum appears to be emulating SNES games on a Windows PC.
What?
How embarrassing.
What?
So apparently a guy uploaded a video and spotted that it was over in an official Nintendo museum in Japan, and part of the presentation, I think it was, what does it say? There's a SNES controller being disconnected via USB apparently, and it made that ding dong dung of the USB device disconnect, which kind of gave it away. Considering Nintendo don't like emulators.
Maybe it was on a dev kit.
I mean,
Never know.
Nintendo dev kits aren't Windows based though.
No, they're not. They're their own proprietary, aren't they?
Yeah,
Huh. Maybe they're just scumbags.
maybe they're hypocrites.
Yes.
Maybe it was cheaper to
I
get
will
some off-the-shelf
boycott Nintendo
emulators.
from now on. I'm boycotting them. I'm joking. I don't give a fuck. Love those guys.
Just think it's
Well,
funny. It's just
yeah.
funny more
It's
than
embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Years and years of going after emulators and then having to use it in their own. Like,
Especially-
I'd have been there
museum.
going,
Yeah.
pointing at them, going, oh.
Especially what in the last 6 months they've got rid of both Yuzu and Ryujix.
Yeah,
The two big emulators.
yeah. Like we know why people use those emulators, but it's just funny. It's just a funny story.
It is funny. Cool. Next.
Sticking with Japan, Bandai Namco is reportedly sending staff to expulsion rooms where there's nothing to do after cancelling multiple games, including
I
a
love that.
mystery Nintendo project.
I'd love to be sent to an expulsion room.
Me
So we
too.
pay.
Like they're saying that they want people to kind of just
Not
leave,
do
don't
anything.
they? But I'd be all right.
I'd be cool
Just
with
sit
that.
there. Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
sit and play Balatro on your phone.
yeah, I'd be
Yeah.
all right.
Getting a wage? Absolutely. Yeah, I'm applying for Bandai Namco right now. Sit at home and just stare at a computer.
Just get there and go. So
report
the
alleges
expulsion room this way.
The report alleges Bandai Namco is sending workers to Odashibeya, or expulsion rooms, where they're given nothing to do.
Yes.
This is alleged to putting pressure on them to leave voluntarily. That's just...
I wouldn't
sit
be.
there
I'd
for
be
as
last
long
one
as
in
you've
there.
had enough,
Yeah.
and then you leave.
I'd be last one in there. They'd be like, please leave. Nope.
Come on, we've got the paperwork and we are making you redundant. They have to drag you out of the building.
I'd leave then, but if there was to like...
But this is awful. Listen to this. So it says, according to the site, Bandai Namco Studios has moved about 200 of its roughly 1,300 employees to exposure rooms, and nearly 100 have resigned, with more expected to leave in the coming months. Japan has strict labour protection laws that make it harder to cut staff than in other countries.
Can't sack them.
And therefore, sometimes these exposure rooms are used by companies to drive staff to become so disheartened that they resign voluntarily.
It wouldn't work on me.
Ineligible for severance that would normally be received had they been made redundant. That's just mental.
It reminds me of this one. I worked in a call centre similar to Gadget at one point, but I was an operations trainer, so I was training people to do that job. And for 6 months, 4 months in that, we had no new applicants, and I did nothing for 4 months. I just sat there like, just making money, doing fuck all. It was brilliant. Oh, I'd do that again. I had to go in. I had to be physically in there, which obviously makes it less dull. But it was so fun. I'd do that. Why did we lose his contract? Maybe because of decisions like that. Who knows? I'd fucking love it. Send me to one now. That's what we should stack on the green room, the expulsion room.
I've expelled a few times in there.
Oh, I know you have. You did in that hot tub. Next.
It Takes Two crosses 20 million copies sold. And its developer teases the title of its next game. Doesn't
It
reveal
Takes
an
Three?
awful lot, so I can't really say much.
So we could say it's been somewhat successful, this game.
Yeah.
Good.
It was good because it had a good concept. Me and Biggie are planning on playing it soon.
You'll enjoy it.
We're going to stream it as well. But it's a good conceit because it's different. It's forcing you to play it together. It's forcing you to witness the story together. Do you know what I mean? I think it's quite a genius move.
It's not even that it's that different because A Way Out came before that, and it's basically the same format. It's just in a cartoonish world.
Which I really enjoyed. A Way Out. It's not brilliant, but I really enjoyed it.
It Takes Two takes that format and makes it like it perfects it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and especially like with the delay I'm going to have with Biggie, it's not going to be very difficult.
It's not going to be that much of a delay. Come on.
There's a delay on this.
Translate everything into French, that's all.
Ah, mais oui.
It takes two.
It takes deux.
Hey.
That's good. Next.
Assassin's Creed Shadows figure removed from sale over insensitive design. Pure Arts is reworking the design of the collector's Assassin's Creed Shadows Yasuki and Noe figure after some complained that its use of a one-legged Tory gate was offensive.
It is.
Yeah. They were right. It is offensive.
It very much is.
Oh, right. I'd seen the picture. I wasn't sure what was offensive about it, but okay, fair enough.
Who'd have thunk Ubisoft had done something offensive?
I mean, I'm sure they didn't set out for it to be deliberately offensive, but it's obviously extremely naive.
But it's on the realms of like of I don't know, having a burning cross, or do you know what I mean? It's just completely on the Shinto religion and things like that, and Buddhism.
For those that aren't sure, Torii gates are found close to religious shrines all over Japan to indicate a boundary separating the human world and the sacred. The one-legged Torii gate has a significant meaning of its own, however, as one famously can be found at the Sano Shrine in Nagasaki, located 900 metres from the hypercentre of the World War II atomic bomb, which killed upwards of 60,000 people.
Awkward. Yes. That's it's just insane. Again, like I don't know. You're not even when you go through, regardless of the atomic bomb and stuff like. If you go through Shinto gates or into shrines with sunglasses on, that's considered really offensive and just simple. It's like Candy says, it's stupidly naive. It looks cool. That don't work, guys. You've got to think about these people and their religious beliefs. And this is Ubisoft that always state at the beginning of the games, this game was created by multiple faiths and multiple...
I wonder if they have any Japanese people involved.
The fuck? The fuck? But yeah, it's bad that, innit? Imagine if someone got their hands on it. That'd be worth a fucking fortune, wouldn't it?
I don't think any were made. There's just the prototype render that was on the Ubisoft website. Also,
they're never usually real, are they? They're renders.
Yeah, they're also charging £70 for it, and it was like a little 6-inch model.
without the game. Next.
The Tomb Raider series has now sold over 100 million copies. And there's going to be remasters of 4 to 6, which also includes the often reviled Angel of Darkness, right?
Game is so busted. If they're remastered, they better keep it as busted as it was on the PS2.
So funny, that game. Invisible flaws that you couldn't see.
Oh, that game needed that game needed another year in the oven. It was so undercooked.
What about when it first released and they had to literally release a note in official magazines stating that this one dog in the game's bugged and invincible and you couldn't kill it. They just told you to run past it.
Didn't this also
invincible
get
dog's
a
still
9?
in it?
Didn't it get like a 9 in one of the magazines?
So someone gave it a 9 and says like, this is the turning point for this, and everyone's else like, it's a fucking 2 out of 10, pal. It's shite.
Yeah, that's when it came to light that they were taking.
Bribes. Yeah.
It was a massive revelation, if I remember.
Yeah, that's a different game.
Hey.
It's. I kind of want to play it. I kind of want to play it. I want to see if the invincible dog is in it still.
I like gadgets. It'd be interesting if they do fix a lot of stuff. And
I hope not.
It needs to be broken. If they're going to put Angel of Darkness out there, we want game preservation in these remasters. It needs to be fucking broken. I want
people now listening to this that didn't know about the invincible dog. Every time they play that game now and see a dog, that I want them. I'm not going to tell them which dog it is because it'd be quite obvious. They're just going to see a dog and go, "That's the invincible dog." Lots of dogs in that game, by the way. Oh, I remember finishing that game. I'm not even going to talk to you about the ending of Angel of Darkness, but fuck me.
It barely has an ending. It just kind of stops. Doesn't run out of money.
And Lara won. Can't wait.
The bad guy died on his way back to his home planet.
He did. Next.
I remember enjoying Revelation Chronicles. What was that? Was that just like little mini
Egypt?
Adventures?
That was the Egypt one.
No,
that was the one where the separate places, wasn't it? It was
yeah, because you had
a story.
Yeah, you had one of like Laura as a teenager, and then there was
because
the whole thing was like the last Revelation. This like suggested that she dies at the end of it, and it's just
yes.
And then they were like,
didn't she die in the beginning of it, and you had to find out how?
Well, yeah, but like that in that story, it's like it was like the last Revelation.
I like the Egypt one. That was the 4th Tomb Raider. That was
last Revelation. It was good.
And was Angel of Darkness the emo one where she was
just
a bit more darker?
Yes. Yeah, the Egypt one was really good, I think. They're really focused on like one area, let's get this done. No Area 51 on this. Remember that on Tomb Raider 3?
I do.
The one on the 360 was alright.
Yeah. Anniversary was good as well.
Yeah. 2's always been my favourite in terms of
great.
Areas and stuff.
Venice.
Yeah. Venice is good. Yeah, the dragon at the end. Spoiler alert. Good. Next.
Analog's 4K Nintendo 64 will be launching next year for $249.
I put this one in the news because this is candy bait. This one. So Analog did they released something a couple of years ago called the Analog Pocket, where they basically did a little
Game Boy thing.
It's like an HD Game Boy, but it's not like an emulator device. Like you have to put Game Boy carts.
No, it's a real Game Boy, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they're doing one for the N64. So they basically remade the N64, outputs in 4K, has a few other kind of whiz bangs on it, has a controller that an actual human can hold.
Oh, they changed the controller.
Yeah, it's no.
I don't want it then.
It's no longer the Trident. But yeah, it looks awesome, and it's just a nice way to be able to keep. It's that game preservation thing. It's a nice way to be able to keep playing your N64 cartridges because, weren't that many N64s? Weren't that many N64s sold and kind of getting a bit decrepit now?
Do you really want a 4K upscale on N64 games?
Yeah.
They look like shite.
I can't believe that for the second time in my life, 25 years later, I'm going to be asking for an N64 for Christmas again. I wish it actually was more like the original. Perfect Dark. Yeah. Oh, Ocarina of Time.
What's that Star Wars one that was good? Shadows of the Empire. Is that what it's called?
What was?
That was good. Where you were like a Han Solo type.
Shadows of your mum.
That was
Shadows of your mum.
Shadows of the Empire not on PC.
I can't
I
remember
don't
what
think it was
it's
Shadows
called.
of the. There was a Star Wars one. It was
Was
a
it Rogue
it was a flying
Squadron
one
on
though,
it?
wasn't it?
Rogue Squadron was
Squadron,
on the.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not on about the flying one. I'm on about one where you could walk about as like a
Oh
Han
no, Shadows of the
Solo
Empire
type.
was on there. I thought that was only on the PC.
I'm the man. I am the gamer.
Power of the N64, you see. Got a PC game on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 64 bits, mate. 64 bits. Not me.
68 if you got the little thing.
You
Well,
what?
Well, now you don't need to add the extra bits to it. It's got them built in.
Oh,
64 and 4K.
I tell you what would be nice on that N64 though, that new one, Resident Evil 2.
Ooh, oh yeah.
It's the best version of that game on N64 by far.
It's fucking
what?
witchcraft getting that game on
Original.
64 meg cart.
Yeah, the original, the magic how they did that, and the extra scenes and the extra levels that they put in,
Oh,
the
there
extra
you go.
bonuses, really fucking.
What, like the
That
extended
answers my
hunk
question.
bit?
Yeah, the extended hunk and oh god, so good.
Was
Oh, it's
Tofu
best
just for the
version.
N64 one, or was that in the original as well?
It was on N64 for it, and then it was
That was
on the
in
DualShock
PlayStation.
edition of 2.
Ah, right. There you go.
Because they kept doing DualShock editions of Resident Evils, didn't they?
I wonder if you'll still have to put that big old rumble pack in the controller.
Oh, yeah.
It comes pre-rumbled.
It
You
also
get to
Put
choose
that rumble
between your
pack somewhere else, I hear.
it also
you
says
get to
the,
choose between your rumble pack and your memory card.
Do you think is it a wired controller then, or is it wireless?
it has Bluetooth. But
Nice.
it has 4 original controller ports if you do want to use the original controllers.
Okay, now. It sounds like the best way to play N64, really, doesn't it?
And we're not even sponsored by it. We should get sponsored by them.
Yeah.
what's
Email
it-
them.
Was it-
Email them.
The new console can upscale classic games to 4K and includes multiple display modes to mimic the look and feel of a CRT display.
Yeah, man.
Go on, Candy. You know you want to. You want to live back
really
in
want it.
1998 again.
I do.
Sounds good, though. It sounds fun. Sounds like an. I want them to do a PlayStation one, not that PlayStation Mini that Sony brought out. That was shit. I want a disc-based
Well, the
system.
thing is, the PlayStation itself is really easy to emulate.
I know.
N64 is very difficult to emulate. So, like
Yeah.
something like this works well. Plus, it'll
Cool.
look nice on
Next.
your telly.
It will look nice. Next.
This is an odd one. Football Manager 2025 has been delayed until March 2025 to avoid compromising our usual standards.
Wait, hang on. Doesn't the season
Now,
end
I
in
mentioned
May?
this one. Obviously, yes,
Yeah.
that is the
It
weird part about
does.
it. Because I
does.
completely understand the delay, but when you've got something that's so time specific with
And tied to
football
what?
seasons,
Yeah.
it's such a weird time to release.
Also, what they usually just change the colour of the UI and release the next one. What are they doing?
It's just a new
Well,
spreadsheet.
it's
each year.
25,
intended to
26.
be-
That's what I do.
technologically leap and a true sequel in a way entries in the interactive series normally aren't. It will ditch its internal engine in favour of Unity, which is also because the rebuild necessary. It's going to lack some of the features typical to the series, including several game modes, and international management is being dropped.
So maybe wait till Football Manager 26 then.
I would. I
Why would
would.
you drop International Manager?
I know it's some of the best bits. It's mint when you've been playing as a manager in, like, I don't know, Division 2, and then you get international break, and then you get an email and they say stuff. Oh, I'm going to get into it again. But you get an email saying stuff like, "We want you for Croatia squad." I'm like, yes, I'm coming. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking some of the best parts of the game when you get that little email that you could absolutely ignore. Oh, Biggie, don't make me play this again. Fuck me, that game's it's like crack.
It is Mac compatible as well.
I've seen it. It keeps popping up on Steam every time I log in.
So I think it might be the most popular Mac game on Steam, I think.
It's up there, mate. It's a really good spreadsheet game. If you do like stuff like it's,
I do think it needs a little bit of a change, but it just seems strange that it's so impactful that they're actually going to technically miss a season, which is a weird one.
I've just heard that the last game they released was the easiest one they ever did, and people were getting a bit pissed off how easy it was. So who knows?
Yeah, I can see that.
Who knows? So do you still play it, mate?
Yeah, I took a break when I literally won everything, and then
That's what I mean. You won everything.
I started carrying it on again, and I'm literally top of the league with like 1 defeat so far, and I'm just barely
It's
been
too easy.
tinkering with anything.
Yeah, it's too easy. Yeah, I'm never going to get back into it. I can't. Next. I will.
Over to the world of film TV. The Hunt for Gollum won't be 2 films, but a second Lord of the Rings film is incoming. Philippa Boyen confirms, or Boyens.
Oh.
All right then.
I'm actually
Good,
not much
because
about
two Hunt for
film
Gollum
coming up.
films, part 1 and part 2. Just why? I mean,
Why in general? Why the first one?
yeah, exactly. But
I mean, the actual hunt, not to spoil it for you, not to talk about Tolkien for too much, the actual hunt for Gollum is 2 paragraphs in one of the appendices.
Yeah, it's not actually a story that
Guess
Tolkien
what?
went
Strider
into
was
detail.
looking for Gollum. He found him. Gollum escaped. Done.
that's the problem with this film. We know what Gollum's fate is. We know that he gets away. They don't find him.
And this is why
Oh, they don't
Strider
get to,
doesn't
like,
meet
stop
Gollum
him.
in Lord of the Rings because he's already met him. You know what I mean? He'd catch him again. That's why he doesn't go near the Fellowship, because Strider's there. He won't go anywhere near them until Strider fucks off.
I guess there are some positives. Peter Jackson, his team are producing. Ian McKellen is back. Andy Serkis is back.
Oh God, let
So I
Ian
guess
McKellen
there's-
just sit
What
down
is Ian
for
McKellen
Christ's
doing?
sake.
Gandalf wasn't there.
Let them fall off stages in peace.
Is he back?
Gandalf
I'm
wasn't
sure he
there.
mentioned it.
He
He
has.
was
He said
involved.
that
I'm
if
sure
they
he
asked
did.
him, he'd be up for it. But he said that it depends on like how they'd have to obviously do de-aging and how that'd come work.
Wasn't
and look.
fucking there. The only other character from Fellowship that crossed paths with Aragorn while he was searching for that was Boromir,
I thought it was Gandalf that told him about him.
where he is.
Yeah, I
where
thought
he
it was
is.
Gandalf that sent him on that.
So they're going to go, right, Aragorn, Strider, because we still call him Strider at this point. Strider, he's down there.
Oh, here we go.
that
Bit
it?
of she says, we're playing around with a number of ideas, but most of those ideas do include Gandalf. So Gandalf would potentially return for 2 live-action films, but it may or may not be these. So who knows?
For God's sakes.
Just do the Silmarillion, for fuck's sake.
I know a certain Grand Elf they could just use instead.
Oh, no! No!
There's infinitely more interesting stories in Middle Earth.
Why are they
that
doing
could do.
Silmarillion? I think they daren't do Silmarillion because they're big giant world spiders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They daren't do it. They daren't do it. They just daren't do it. And no one wants to play Morgoth. I'll play Morgoth. Next.
Good luck with this name. Luca
Guadagnino.
Jesus.
There you go.
Was it?
Luca Guadagnino. You
Thank
put
you.
me
Look,
off now.
you've ruined him now.
Yeah.
You biggied them.
Guadagnino.
This dude is going to direct new American Psycho movie at Lionsgate with Scott Z. Burns set to adapt.
I mean, as long
think
as
it's
it's
a
not,
remake.
as
Or
long as
sequel.
they're not remaking the Christian Bale film and they're actually just readapting it in a different way, I don't see a problem with that. As long as they only cast Glenn Howerton.
No. You were obsessed with getting him cast and everything.
Because he can play a psychopath so fucking well.
He can play a psychopath very well.
Imagine him as Patrick Bateman. Be fucking great.
You may as well just get bloody...
He's too old.
Yeah, he's too old. Yeah. Are they remaking it or is it a sequel? What is it?
No, it's a new adaptation of the book.
Right, because there is a sequel to American Psycho if
Yeah.
you've never seen it.
It's terrible. It's terrible. Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis.
Yeah, it's not related to the Christian Bale film.
Listen, he's got good previous. His previous
Yeah.
films are good, so I have faith.
Yeah. Read the book as well. I recommend the book. It's fucked up. Next.
As long as they use Phil
Prime
Collins,
Video.
I'm in for it.
Ooh, what?
So as long as they still use Phil Collins, I'm up for it.
And Huey Lewis in the news.
Yeah.
Sorry, yawning there.
Yeah, we're keeping you up, Oodles.
It's Huey Lewis. He always makes me yawn. He's hip to be square.
Off to the expulsion room, you.
Next.
Prime Video's Reacher is confirmed for season 4, while season 3 gets a new release update. And
It's
it
really
returns in
good.
2025.
Yeah, I've been watching season 2 finally after.
It's good, isn't it? Season 2
Yeah.
is way different though. Feels way different. To
Yeah,
first.
because he's got his
Squad.
team with him. Yeah,
yeah.
You've got
Isn't
more
he so
muscle.
fucking? Isn't he good? Him.
yeah, he's great. He's just no nonsense. That show is so fucking good because all these people come up to him and just like, "Who are you? You better get out of here!"
And he
then
kicks fuck out of him.
Yeah, Jack Reach is just like, nah, headbutts him
Yeah,
and
but
beats the shit
the
out.
people that they put him up against, like in like a convenience store, you look at him and go, "You wouldn't say that to this man." Look at the size
Sometimes
of
they have
him.
like big bikers and that like go at him and he just
Yeah.
absolutely destroys them. But yeah, man, the man is no nonsense. And Alan Richards, Richter,
Yeah.
Richardson.
Richardson, that's it. I always want to say Richardson, but I know it's not Richardson.
No, Richardson. Don't say that to his fucking face. He'll break you.
I know, he's massive. But he's perfect for the part because, Tom Cruise.
Better than Tom Cruise.
Alan Richardson. Like the...
yeah.
Jack Reacher's meant to be big enough to stop a bullet with his chest muscles. So.
The only scene I've ever seen
Cruise
from
can
Reacher...
do it with his teeth.
The only scene I've ever seen from Reacher, because I've not had a chance to get around to watching it. I think it might be from the first season or something. He's walking past somewhere and there's like a woman being held hostage by her husband in a car or something like that.
First one.
I love that he just walks up to the door and just puts his hand through the window and pulls the guy in.
That's his second one. It's beginning
the
at second
very
one, isn't
start of the
Yeah.
second series,
That's the only scene I've seen. I just thought, yeah, I can believe it. He's massive. He would just put his hand through a window, glass and everything, and pull the guy through it.
The best thing on the first season is the in-joke where he never gets to finish a key lime pie. It's so fucking funny all the way through it. He wants to eat this pie and then police just turn up all the fucking time.
I've got some of the books on my Kindle. I really
They're
like
supposed
to
to be
read
good.
them. Yeah, because they're just kind of like
daft
fluff. Like there is one book literally where he has to fight someone on his knees in because it's a low ceiling and the guy's fighting's like 5 foot, and so to make it to make it fair, he fights him in a room that's like where he can stand up and Jack Reacher has to fight on his knees.
He's brilliant. He's good. I want to see him as Colossus in X-Men. That's what I want to see him as.
Yeah. No, they're great. They're great TV series. They're really easy to watch. Really enjoyable. No nonsense. And the guy fucks.
He fucks. Yeah, defo. Yeah, I love that. I'm glad they're renewing it. It's really good. Next.
Sony and Amazon to start from scratch on God of War TV show.
Oh, God.
Just don't. Stop now.
Stop.
You keep saying this, guys, but these things come out and you like them.
But if they get it right, it would look really
Exactly.
good. Imagine the awesome big battles it would be on.
I would
screen.
love for it to be right. I don't want
People
you
were
to think
saying,
I'm
I don't
poo-pooing
want The
it,
Last of Us. I don't want The Last of Us. It came out, we're all like, fuck.
The thing is with The
great.
Last of Us, though, they don't have these superhuman, larger-than-life characters, do they? They're just downtrodden, down-to-earth, normal-looking people. Like, how do you get somebody that can genuinely pull off Kratos?
Alan Richardson.
Don't pull off Kratos.
I am available.
Wow.
Just give it to Christopher Judge.
She said Kratos, not Frey Bentos.
That's the pod title. Kratos, not Frey Bentos.
Sorry, mate. I'm in a mood today.
You are in a mood. Fucking hell, you haven't done a podcast in a week. You got fucking mental.
Just want to fight everyone.
The problem with this is, what timeline in Kratos' life do you say it?
I think it was
Not Greece. When
I
he's
don't think
shagging
people would be that
everybody.
interested in that Kratos.
When he just kills everybody.
Yeah.
Well, they'd have to do his history, wouldn't they?
You've got to do the new one, and just get Christopher Judge to do it. Bald him up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's big enough.
And people are going to say, oh no, they've made Kratos a black man. Guys, he already was black. He's a black guy.
What?
Yeah, he's
Plus
just
the
grey
fact-
skin.
I mean,
I don't
to be
think
fair,
so.
even if it was Christopher Judge, it's still probably like whiten his skin up with dust
They have
and
to
stuff
do-
anyway.
Well,
wouldn't
it's
they?
it's grey. His skin is
It's the
grey.
ashes.
Yeah,
the ashes of
exactly.
his family.
The ash, yeah.
Yeah.
And he probably wouldn't care about doing that because he loves the character.
I don't think Christopher Judge would do it, mostly because I'm fairly sure the last few seasons of Stargate he had a load of injuries. Like, I
Did
don't
No,
think
he keeps saying, "I'm here."
fair enough.
He's the one that's put his
I'd have
name
him
out
do
for
it.
it.
I'd have him do it.
Trying to see
He's
how old he is
handsome. He
now.
can do it. He could grow a big beard. Kratos is not a
mid-50s,
young
I
man.
think.
He's about 2,000 years old.
Must be his 50s now.
Yeah, perfect. They
Oh,
could
he's
start
60.
it in.
Oof.
Oof.
Wow.
Yeah, they could do it in the Norse saga
Yeah, they
of
could do
Kratos'
it.
life.
And all the Kratos.
Yeah.
But he's
I
six
think
foot.
he could
He's
do it.
6'3".
Yep, built like a brick shit house.
He's got the
like
right voice.
Kratos.
We know he's got the right voice, and he did
He's
a lot
got
of
the right
he did a lot of the motion capture
Mocap.
for the game. So
Just get him to do it.
yeah,
He's right there. He's right fucking there for the picking.
indeed.
Boy.
Alternatively,
Next.
just putting it out there, Chris Pratt.
Glenn Howerton. Oh.
Tell you what, do you know who does look like Kratos? Triple H.
He
looks-
does. He does. He does. He wouldn't be able to voice him, though. I don't think he's got that.
No.
No.
Atreus, go do this.
Yeah. But they could dub him over.
No,
Henry Cavill?
Dub him over with Vince McMahon.
Yeah, there you go. That's not the Kratos voice.
Come on, boy. Come on, boy.
Danny DeVito? Just throwing
Yeah.
names out now.
Perfect.
Yes, let Danny DeVito. Perfect casting.
No, Danny DeVito as Atreus.
Dead, where we gonna go?
And Arnie is Kratos. Perfect.
No. Next.
Fan-made GTA Online Hamlet production coming to cinemas and streaming
Fuck
services.
off.
Oh, I'm into this.
A production of Shakespeare's immortal play, Hamlet, produced entirely inside GTA Online, is getting a limited theatrical release in the US and UK.
I'm into
Set
this.
during the
That's
pandemic,
wild.
Grand Theft Hamlet is a documentary that follows increasingly socially isolated theatre actors Sam and Mark, who have the idea to stage an in-game play. The film charts their ridiculous, hilarious, and moving adventure as they battle violent griefers and discover surprising truths about life, friendship, and the enduring power of Shakespeare.
I mean, that's not the story of Hamlet, but I'm into it.
I've actually got an interest in this. I think it'll be.
I have.
I think if
I love Hamlet.
I think if they're treating it, I think it's misleading for them to say that it's a production of Hamlet in it. It sounds like it's describing the process of them doing the production of Hamlet in it.
Yeah.
And the chaos surrounding
they're not
that.
actually. They're not getting it done because everyone's running them over.
Yeah.
All right, they're not gonna have the Trevor characters playing Hamlet.
Yeah, I'd have that.
As he headbutts the skull.
Next.
Denis Villeneuve confirms that Dune Messiah will start shooting 2026, and returning stars Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, and Anya Taylor-Joy and Florence Pugh, thank God, will return as the central figures of the story, and is apparently will have a 12-year time jump.
Could you get an uglier cast? Honestly.
I want Rendezvous with Rama, not Dune.
I do. Stig don't.
I don't.
I think Rendezvous with Rama's shooting next year.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Doing this first.
We're all
I was doing
invited
this
to be
first,
in it, but Stig isn't.
I finished. Spoiler alert, Candy, if you looked in the book thread, I finished that book this week. Did not like it.
Oh.
Like it was dull as
He
dishwater.
didn't get it. He didn't get it.
I did get it.
No,
I just thought it was
some,
really,
some people don't Oodles, some people just don't.
just thought it was dust. Fuck off. Fucking shat me over here.
You just don't understand, man.
You don't
What I understand is it was boring.
Yeah, I mean, finish
enough dragons.
Finish June off. Not enough dragons. Finish June off by all means. Like, I think sometimes when you're in mindset, it's better for the director to carry on. I know some of them like a rest, don't they?
I
But
don't think it's a mindset thing. I think it's a Legendary Pictures want more money thing.
Yeah, he wanted to do a couple of ones between. He might even be doing that nuclear bomb one.
Yeah, he was.
Sweet.
Yeah, because I think his original idea was Rama, then was it a nuclear event or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
and then because I think he also wanted the actors to age up a little bit.
it's age. Isn't there a fucking 25-year gap or something like that?
It's 10 years in the book, and they're doing a 12-year jump here.
Is that what it is?
Makeup,
That's what it is.
bit of grey spray in the hair, be fine.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Yeah, easy in it.
But yeah, like Gadget said,
straight in
the
Shall-
studio
Chamel's hair.
basically wanted to go straight into it. So I presume the next year he's going to be writing the script and doing a lot of pre-production stuff.
I think he already had the script mostly outlined as well. I think because he basically knew as soon as he got the green light for part 2, he was going to get the green light for Messiah.
Yeah, of course he did.
You'd hope
It
so,
did well
'cause
as
the
well,
end of
didn't it? It did
'cause
numbers.
The end of part 2, it's like it basically leaves you open for Messiah.
Which is what the book does as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm up for it. Gadget gets his trilogy, don't you, mate?
I get me trilogy.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Pleasing
Then
everyone.
stop.
Yes, do not
Then stop.
Do not go into Children of Dune, and certainly do not get all your way up to
God
fucking
Emperor.
Chapter House.
What about God Emperor Dune? It's so fucking weird.
What you mean the sandworm Leto the second? Yeah.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. Becomes a sandworm.
What about fucking Chapter House Dune, where none of it's on fucking Dune?
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Next.
Ready or Not 2 is in the works at Searchlight. Samara Weaving.
Ready or
and
Not
Radio
1
Silence
existed.
are set to return. Oh, it's superb.
It's
You haven't seen
really
it.
good, Ready or Not. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
A horror comedy thriller.
If this isn't called Ready or Not, Here I Come, then they need,
Ah!
fucking
Yeah.
shooting.
And then the third one, You Can Hide.
It's like
Find
You Can't See Me. Oh, no, Now You See Me.
Yeah.
They just called it Now You See Me Too, didn't they? It's like, no.
Now you don't.
It should be Now You Don't. Come on. It's
Yeah.
right there.
Come on.
Yeah, but also Now You See Me Too it was terrible.
I know, but the name,
Yeah.
regardless of the quality of the film, the
It's
name
worth
of the
it, isn't
film
it? It's worth it.
Yeah,
It's
they
worth doing.
fucked it up. At least like Tim Burton had the foresight to call it Beetlejuice, because that makes
Yeah, man, that's genius.
it works. But yeah, Ready or Not is actually really fun. Like it genuinely, if you've never seen it before, it's a story of a woman who marries into this rich family, and while she's there, they play this game in inverted commas on the night that she's kind of
Oh, I remember
the
seeing
night of the
trailer for
wedding.
this.
Oh, I have seen this.
where the family get to
And
hunt
they're trying to kill her.
and she thinks
Yeah.
it's all just some kind of fun and game like hide and seek
Yeah.
game. But no, it's actually like the family are hunting
A
her.
ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. I didn't realise it was called that. It must have been on Netflix or something at some point.
Yeah.
It was.
It's good-
Yeah,
good
I've
fun.
seen it. I just didn't know it had such a generic, boring, shite name like that.
Well, it's a game of hide and seek, isn't it?
It is, I suppose. Yeah, I remember, and I remember ending as well. Yeah, it was good. I did enjoy it. You're right. Cool. Next.
Daredevil Born Again will officially premiere on March the 4th on Disney+.
What's that? Devil Born Again, did you say?
Daredevil.
Oh,
I was going to say, what do you mean?
Fucking
what's
open
that?
your lug holes, man. You've got speakers right in your ear.
what?
What?
He's got Blatcher on his
Yeah,
phone, hasn't he?
Yes.
I ain't got my phone in my hand.
No, you've got it on
Yeah,
the screen
exactly.
on
'Cause
your
you left
Mac.
on your desk.
Nope.
See it in your eyes.
Just share your screen now, Oodles. Let's see. Let's make sure the Balatra's
I
not open.
don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do that.
Yeah. Balatra's open on his screen. That's what it is.
I don't know how you share screens.
Look
know what
button
that
at the bottom
button
that
is.
says share screen.
Hang on, I'll share it in a second. Let me just, let me just
With
save
my
game.
hand.
Let me just save my game.
He's on Steam as appear offline.
Shut up.
Anyway, yeah,
Daredevil, Born Again.
good. And I'm happy that they reduced this down from the original 18-week
Yeah,
to
man.
10 episodes. Like, fucking 18 weeks. What were they
That's
thinking
too
with
much,
that?
isn't it? That's
Yeah.
fucking. Imagine us doing a spoiler cast. Oh, we're here. We're still here. 18 weeks later. I'm looking forward to it though.
Yeah.
I like Charlie Cox.
It's all just
Good
a
lad.
continuation of the Netflix stuff, which is
Yeah.
good.
Yep. And if you've not watched that, watch it. Don't watch Jessica Jones though.
The first season was good.
It's all right. Is that one with David Tennant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, that was
it's
all right, wasn't it?
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist.
Don't watch Iron Fist. God, that was
Don't read Iron Fist.
fucking dog shit.
It's a shit book as well. Stan Lee loves his stereotypes. Next.
Well, this doesn't happen often, but over to the world of books. Are you listening, Oodles?
Oh, yeah.
Dracula author's lost story unearthed after 134 years.
Bram Stoker.
An amateur historian
Amateur cheese.
has discovered a long lost story by a long lost short story by Bram Stoker, published just 7 years before his legendary Gothic novel Dracula. Brian Cleary stumbled across the 134-year-old ghostly tale whilst browsing the archives of the National Library of Ireland.
Okay.
The Gibbet Hill was originally published in Dublin newspaper in 1890, when the Irishman had started working on Dracula, and it has been undocumented ever since. Stoker biographer Paul Murray says the story sheds light on his development as an author and was a significant station on his route to publishing Dracula. The ghostly story tells the tale of a sailor murdered by 3 criminals whose bodies were strung up on a hanging gallows
Fucking loves a
as
boat,
warning
doesn't he?
to passing travellers. It is set in Gibbet Hill in Surrey, a location also referenced in Charles Dickens' 1839 novel Nicholas Nickleby. I suppose. Interesting link.
Interesting tidbit.
That one was free.
It's a good book, though, Nicholas Nickleby.
But yeah, he had it confirmed, and it is true. It will.
When's it releasing?
Being published It's been published alongside artwork by the Irish artist Paul McKinley by the Rotunda Foundation, the fundraising arm of Dublin's Rotunda Hospital, for which Mr. Cleary worked. All proceeds will go to the newly formed Charlotte Stoker Fund, named after Bram Stoker's mother, who was a hearing loss campaigner to fund research on infant
And a
hearing loss.
vampire. She was a vampire as well. I'm joking, she wasn't. That's mint. I love that.
I thought you'd be happy with that one.
Like, find a hidden short story from an author I love. That's fucking brilliant. Ooh. Cool. Thanks for bringing that up. Next.
I thought you'd like that. Over to the Weird World Web. It's a very
Biggie, I've got
couple of
one
stories
quick
here.
story just to laugh at. That's popped up while
Okay.
it's popped up while we were doing the news. Just from the headline, Noel and Liam Gallagher will be kept apart on Oasis tour in a military-style operation. They have plans in place to keep them apart after they're off stage to avoid any clashes.
Military style operation.
So they haven't,
guns
Bagging
to
them,
them.
bags over their
Between
heads.
them.
they haven't buried the hatchet. They've run out of money.
Skint.
Yeah.
Skint. I'm kind of glad I ain't got tickets for that because I'd be shitting myself every week. Every time I heard a bit of news that cancelled.
Oh, I would have got
cancelled,
insurance
cancelled.
big time. I don't
Yeah.
always get
Yeah.
insurance on gig tickets, but that one I'd have been like, yeah, I'll pay that extra
Yeah.
fiver.
I mean,
Yeah.
after that video of Liam Gallagher singing at the boxing a few weeks ago, Jesus Christ, the amount of people who are actually starting to refund their tickets because it's like, they've
Yeah,
gotta be shit.
it's lost it. Yeah. Kind of glad that jealous is swept past me now at this point. I'll still start getting the checks when my friends locally they're like, "Oh, we're off to see Oasis this weekend," and I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. Next.
Secret 2,000-year-old tomb hiding a, quote, Holy Grail cup found under Indiana Jones landmark. A secret tomb filled with skeletons has been found in Petra, Jordan, located underneath a site used in the Indiana Jones adventure films. Fans would obviously recognise the location as the fictional final resting place of the Holy Grail in the third Indiana Jones film. But in reality, a team of archaeologists have discovered a 2,000-year-old tomb with at least 12 skeletons inside. The find was finally made in August after 20 years of speculation about the location of the tomb, below the elaborate monument known as the Kanzar, or Treasury. And whilst they found that, one of the skeletons was holding a cup which resembled the one in the movie.
I've been to Petra and it's not as big as it looks like on that film, but it's beautiful. Would you drink out that cup? Just saying it, would you?
I'm more of a believer that put that thing back where you found it, also help me God.
Yep. It belongs in a museum.
No, put it back.
No.
Back.
Put it back, yeah. Would you
Just-
drink out of it, though? Would you?
No.
I would.
If
Would
people
you? What
could
you
just
got?
Drink what?
If people could just stop, like, entering and removing things from ancient tombs, because I feel like where we are as a world is a result of someone picking up something they shouldn't have and a curse being unleashed upon the world. So put that thing back where it came from.
No, it's because the Queen died. Everything's been shit since the Queen died.
She's the anchor beam, wasn't she?
Yeah,
Harambe.
it was.
Oh, yeah. It all went downhill since Harambe. I missed that bloody gorilla. Oh, God. My spirit animal. Yeah, don't drink out of that cup. You never know. He chose poorly. Next.
Well, speaking of tombs, there was a dog spotted on top of the Great Pyramid of Giza.
That's the warning. That's a warning.
That's the invincible dog.
Yeah.
Paraglider got an aerial view of the Great Pyramids of Giza in Egypt on Monday and was surprised to see a dog atop the iconic giant pyramid. While he didn't say anything in the video, Alex Lang turned the camera towards him as he was flying his paramotor and beamed, evidently happily surprised that he saw the canine. He was barking at birds, Lang told news agency Storyful.
Was he shouting?
Well, it would be because he's up in the air.
Doing an interview.
Just in case you're worried, it did get down fine because the pyramid these days like steps, so it just hopped its way down the steps.
Yeah.
There is video
It's
footage.
high up, though.
It is high up.
There.
It's right at the
Yeah,
top. as well.
I would not go up them.
It's right at the top. This dog, but yeah, there is footage of it just hopping its way back down the.
Just on a
pyramids.
day out. Just having a good time, that lad.
Probably just trying to get away from all scammers at the bottom.
There's loads of scammers in it trying to sell you leaflets and
Have you
camel
seen
rides.
videos of them?
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
Here, have this free necklace. You walk around corner and you owe them 400 quid.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
When
man.
we visited the pyramids, we had a picture taken of us actually on the pyramid. We got over the boundary and got up onto
You
the
bad boy.
the first two
Mate,
steps.
that's
whatever it was.
illegal.
Oh, I tell you what, they turned around and pointed bloody AK-47s at us
Good.
and were shouting in their language to get off.
Like Arabic. They're shouting in Arabic at you. Like, get down, you blasphemer.
Yeah.
Get down, you disgusting.
We got down. We got
Man.
our picture, but we got down really quick.
This
Oh,
is
you
why
got
they
your
don't
picture,
like
though.
us.
You got your picture. Yeah, the fucking English on holiday are the worst.
He's honestly, I bet he put his towel down on bloody sun lounge on a morning.
He probably went through a deck chair after.
And he's got
21.
St. George's
What are you gonna
crosses face painted on his cheeks everywhere he goes. Fucking hell. Absolute lout. I bet you read The Sun and eat chips and egg wherever you go.
I
don't you?
do not read the Sun. Fucking
But you
He's a
do
big
eat
fan
chips
of-
and eggs wherever
he's a
you
big fan
go.
of egg and chips.
egg and chips.
Egg and chips. Next.
That's it, dude.
That is it, dude. Excellent, excellent. Let's get on with the Nexus, what we've been up to this week. I'm going to start. 2 things on the agenda. One thing. Sorry.
So we had his cough. That was the first thing on the agenda. Then the second
I've
thing.
got a fucking frog in my throat.
That was the other one.
I was given a review code for a game that I want to talk about, and don't let that put my review in any kind of format. I wasn't paid to do it. I wasn't even asked to do this review. I was just given a code. So, has anyone heard of Faith, the Unholy Trinity?
Oh, I think this is on my wish list. Actually, this sounds familiar.
It's on Steam.
Well, yes, that's what I mean.
Yes.
Fairly sure it's on my wish list. Where's Steam?
If you haven't, remember the time of year, Candy. It's horror. It's Halloween.
Yeah,
Someone
Spooky
to be
season.
scary.
Yeah, it's on my wish list. This.
'Tis the season to be scared. Faith, the Unholy Trinity, is a survival horror video game developed by Aired Off Games for Windows and I think Switch now. Now, survival horror by someone I've never heard of. Oh, it's actually 3 games in one because they released Faith and Faith 2 and Faith 3 and it's all packaged into one thing. I have to warn you, it is an 8-bit Commodore 64 style game. But I will say this is probably the scariest game I've finished.
How?
Not- Exactly. It's not as scary to me as Alien Isolation.
It wasn't
'cause I
that scary,
never
that's why.
No, it genuinely is fucking terrifying. The best way for me to explain it is, it's 8-bit Commodore 64 style graphics, Atari graphics type thing, but it uses rotoscope like FMVs and stuff like that. If you watch the trailer to it, you'll understand why it's scary. It's basically you play as a priest that goes around with his only weapon, a crucifix. So you're sent off on I'll just talk to you about the first game, part 1. You drive to a forest out in the middle of nowhere. It tells you, and the best thing about it is there is dialogue in it, actual audio in it. Talk like this because it's on Commodore 64 graphics. And that's what makes it scary, because they talk like this. You know, like bleeps and bloops. It's fucking frightening. But you get in your car, you're told that there's something that you have to exercise, and you're in the middle of a forest, and you've got to find your way around. There's no clues what you have to do. All you can do is hold up your cross. That's all you know. That's the only buttons you've got, is to hold up your cross. You find a house. It's spooky. The music's spooky. Things are happening because it's a modern day game. Things are jumping out of the screen at you. There's like fourth wall breaking stuff happening to you at all times. Looks like the game crashes in places, but it's not. And you discover that there is a haunting in this house, and you've got to go and hold your crucifix up at enemies to make them burn and go back to hell. And you find the kid that's possessed, like Exorcist or something like that. That ends up being a big boss, like a boss battle, and you've got to exercise them and run off, and you find a gun eventually, and it says you found a shotgun. It has 1 bullet, and now the whole levels that you've been exploring, she's somewhere, and you've got to go fucking take her down. and in the name of Christ, you've got to exercise this girl, and then when you've exercised the girl and you've done it, it doesn't tell you what to do. So I thought, well, I'll get back in the car and on to the next level. It's such a weird like meta experience that it really wears its heart on its sleeve. Like the reason they've chosen to do this 8-bit style graphics is because they can do really weird stuff with that kind of thing. They can.
I just saw the trailer.
I also just watched the trailer. Oh, it looks incredible.
It fucking is. It's genuine. I mean, you look at the Steam reviews. I honest to God, I'm not going to bear the lid. It's a 10 out of 10. I fucking love it.
I now understand how it can be scary because, it's pixels.
When you put headphones on as well, mate, the music.
I'm going to buy it.
They all talk like, and the devil comes and talks to you like this, and the devil. It's fucking frightening, man. It's proper scary. And you've got a crucifix as a weapon. You can't bash them with it. You just got to hold it up in the power of Christ. It's proper frightening, but it's just
what's the
so
Mortis
inventive.
edition?
I don't know.
I've gone to Steam now. I'm buying it. So there's Faith in Holy Trinity for
the
the soundtrack.
soundtrack as well.
Faith,
It
the
sounds like
Mortis
amazing.
edition. I think I
Candy,
need the Mortis
genuinely,
edition.
this is I couldn't play it on my own. I had to play it for the day. You're going to shit yourself, mate. You're going to shit yourself. It's proper scary with your headphones in as well. It does things to you like some of the audio's like modern audio, and it'll be like, I'm behind you. And you're like, fucking hell. It's horrible. It's proper scary. But it's just, it's probably only a few megabytes as a file. Do you know what I mean? It's not a massive game. It's not, it's because of the graphics are so like old-fashioned. I think that makes it scarier. It's just, I think it's fucking... And if you look at the Steam reviews, everyone fucking digs it. Everybody. It's just... I wholeheartedly recommend it. And you get all 3 games. And the second one's... That's when it really ramps up. It's phenomenal. The first one's like, just gets you into the mechanics. And so the second one's like a fucking fully fleshed out thing. It's just so scary, man. And you just can't believe it when you look at it.
You can also get a physical edition on the
megabytes,
Switch.
it says.
Yeah, what is it? 800 megabytes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fuck on.
Mine's already downloaded.
Download in an instant.
The merch is good. Candy, if you go to their website, they've got a really good set of posters.
But I've told you about this gadget. Please do not come for my wallet anymore.
The fact that you had this on your wish list as well, Gadget, proves that like you probably saw the trailer at one point and went, ooh, fuck.
Oh, now I've seen the merch. Oh, god damn it.
It's super good. If you are, all I'm saying is like, I was given a code and stuff, and I wasn't asked to review it, but I'm gonna. Like I said, I give it a 10 out of 10. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It's perfect for this moment in time. It's super, super scary, but because it's so rudimentary in its graphic, kids could fucking play it. I wouldn't recommend it, but they could.
I do like the tagline for the game, what you're about to do has not been approved by the Vatican.
you are basically playing Russell Crowe's Exorcist, man. Do you know what I mean? It's
They've got a load of other games they've done. I have no idea of the quality, but I'm just looking at there's other stuff linked.
Just look at the reviews that people are saying about this game, man.
New Bloods do publish a lot of good games that are retro throwbacks. I've played through Dusk and a Medieval that they do, and they do they normally do kind of boomer shooters, but they've got one which is coming out. I can't remember if it's out now or if it's coming out soon. Called Gloomwood, which is like Thief. It's like like the original Thief game.
Yeah, Thief, the original Thief. But what I can say to dear listeners, if you get a copy of Faith, the Unholy Trinity, and you don't like it, I mean, you'll know if you like it. With is it 3 hours you get on Steam, something like that?
2 hours.
2 hours. You'll beat the first game. You'll know by that point, and it gets better as it goes on. It genuinely does. I think it's fucking genius. Don't let the weird, fucked up Pitfall style graphics put you off. It's a deliberate choice, and it goes places that, like games like Undertale, they're ugly graphics, they're old school graphics, but it's still one of the best fucking games in its genre. Do you know what I mean?
I think sometimes, like, when you're limited with graphics, you become more creative, don't you? Like, game developers are more creative. Like, it's more fun to play things that are really stylized now than it is to play something hyper realistic, because you don't get that uncanny valley thing, and people that you have to think outside the box a bit.
Yeah, if they'd have put money into it, and made it 3D, it just wouldn't have hit. It wouldn't hit as well.
It'll be just another horror game.
It's janky. It's hard to control. Do you know what I mean? They've just gone simplicity, couple of buttons. I think it's perfect, and especially for this time of year. Candy's I can see a message in Discord in a few days going, I've shit myself. It's scary.
Not for the first time this month.
It's genuinely terrifying, and I hope people do listen to me and play it. But the main thing I want to talk about, a film. What do Josh Brolin, Glenn Close, Marissa Tomei, Brendan Fraser, Peter Dinklage, and a 20-stone orangutan have in common?
They're all in the same film.
They're in the film called Brothers.
They're in the film called Brothers. Yes. They share the movie Brothers on Amazon Prime, directed by Max Barbaco of Palm Springs fame. And that's what got me to watch this, because I really rated Palm Springs. I thought it was a good film. Yep, I thought it was a good film. It stars Dinklage, and Brolin has, twin brothers, JD and Moki Munga. Basically, these two brothers, all their lives, they've been like petty thieves, they've been crooks, they've been hicks, hillbillies, white trash, whatever you want to call them, the wrong side of the tracks, but salt of the earth types. And it shows you their upbringing, and the mum and the stepdad being terrible, and JD, the Peter Dinklage character, he ends up going to prison, and he gets out at the beginning of the film, and it's like, can we just do one last heist? And Josh Brolin's like, no, I'm a family man now. Strangely, his wife in this is about 30 years younger than him and super hot. I know Josh Brolin's quite a hot guy, but it kind of took me out of it a little bit, that one.
Is it the whole Adam Sandler thing? Well, Adam
not
Sandler
quite,
having
but...
Salma Hayek for a wife, and you just know that's not going to happen.
It's not even that. It's just like, it's a strange choice for the director to do that. Do you know what I mean? It makes no real sense why she's like 30 years younger than, like, Josh Brolin, born in, 60s, 70s. She's born in 1990. I IMDb'd it, so he's way older than her. Yeah, but anyway. Consenting adults. But that's not the problem with this film, because guess what? There's problems with this film. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it.
Nope.
I was going to until I saw some reviews for it.
It's fucking shite.
There you go.
How can you have so many amazing actors in this and it be shite? And a great director.
I assumed it would be shite, because I literally had a message at the start of our recording from my mother going, film recommendation, Brothers. I'm like, shit. My mother doesn't have a great taste in films.
Or does she like it?
She loves it.
So the best thing in this film is a 20-stone orangutan. And he's in it for 5 minutes. Josh Brolin has to wank it off. Yes.
Oh, for God's sakes.
He has to wank it off. But it's just a bad film, and the comedy's mistimed, and what pissed me off more is when Brolin and Dinklage are chatting to each other, and you look at them and you could believe they were twin brothers, and because they've got such great chemistry together, and their little dialogue between, when it's just them two for those little sparse 5 minutes in between this 2-hour film, you're like, yeah, I could. There's greatness underneath, but it just never comes. It goes to places like Brendan Fraser's character in this is awful. I hated him in it. He's like this.
Isn't he playing a
parole
baddie,
officer?
Though?
He's a baddie, yeah. I know you're supposed to hate him, but he's just screaming at the camera. I'm Brendan Fraser. It's like, fucking come on, man! You've won an Oscar. Do you know what I mean? It's just shite. It's just utter shite. And this reason why I wanted to make this my main thing, because I want to put people off watching it. But again,
we are here to recommend like good things on us. Stay away from.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's just I watch it because like Stig says as well, Palm Springs floored me. It surprised the fuck out of me when that dropped, and I saw that he'd done this, and I went, I wonder when that's out. Oh, it's out. It's actually out on Amazon. You know what I mean? And I was like, what? Fuck me. How could... that's what makes it worse. It's not like your fucking Velocipastas and stuff, which is just genuinely shite. It's got so many amazing people in it, and they're just squandering. Glenn Close is shite in this. Glenn Close.
Is it that
Do you know
she's
what I mean?
shite, or is she just phoning it in?
She's shite. She's supposed to be playing this pissed up mother of theirs, and she's just not good. The dialogue is
Metascore's not
stagnant.
good.
Oh, it's just piss poor. It's not fair. I think it's not fair. It genuinely upset me. I'm like, this is not fair. I wanted it to be great, and I'm sick of them putting Brendan Fraser in a fat suit. Still, they're still doing it. They're still doing it.
Was he in a fat suit, or was that when he was just a bit bigger?
No, he's definitely in a suit in this. Definitely, because it looks nearly as big as he did in that film when he was in the fat suit.
Right, fair enough.
It's just, and Marissa Tomei's in it, and she's crap in it. Do you know what I mean? Josh Brolin's the only believable character in it, but Josh Brolin can play like schlocky dad type, can't he?
Yeah.
He's done it. And again, like I said, when him and Dinklage are just chatting to each other, and they're getting into because like there's a brother dynamic where like Dinklage is like, yeah, look, I'm a dwarf, and you've always been you've always been the muscle to my brains, and it's just it can't, that dialogue works, and then the dialogue stops and the action happens, and it's just shite upon shite. It feels like a bad Farrelly Brothers film. And Farrelly Brothers have done some duffers, haven't they?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
They've done so think of their worst ones, but worse.
Lovely. Lovely.
Yeah. So
Sub-Farrelly.
yeah, it's just like if I'm being generous, I'll give it a 1.5 out of 5.
Oof.
Is it meant to be like a remake of Twins, or is it just the same concept?
No, because Twins is about two brothers that didn't know they had brothers, isn't it?
Yeah.
These are just twin brothers.
Right.
Twin brothers. Yeah, it's nothing like Twins at all. It's not like, oh, he's short and he's tall. It's not like that. It's barely even
Cue
mentioned.
shenanigans.
It's barely even mentioned that Peter Dinklage has got dwarfism. It's barely even a thing. It's just the twin. But do you know what I did notice, Stig, while I was watching this? Josh Brolin in this film, I don't know if you've seen the trailers, it looks like John Cena. It looks like what John Cena's going to look like in a few years.
To be honest, when I saw a quick video on TikTok, at first I didn't think it was Cena. Until
They look so much alike.
Yeah.
Like John Cena could play Josh Brolin's biopic. Do you know what I mean? He could do it. It's so weird, but yeah, I absolutely do not recommend it. I recommend Faith, the Unholy Trinity, but I don't recommend Brothers. Candy, what you been up to?
I've been doing loads this week. I've had another really busy one, so I'll prattle through a couple because it's things that we've covered before. I've finally caught up with The Boy and the Heron from Studio Ghibli. Not one of my favourites. I don't think it's top tier Ghibli. It's not Spirited Away. It's not the classics. I did appreciate it, and I did appreciate that it was almost kind of a swan song for Hayao Miyazaki. I think he's almost said that it's probably his last film, and it was a bit introspective and a bit sort of mirrored his own life a little bit. And I think it was a little bit too introspective for me. It didn't have that usual magic, although it did look, as always, it looked absolutely stunning. I think it was maybe a little bit less details than some of the other Ghibli films I've seen.
I remember Gadget loving it, didn't you, Gadget?
Yeah, I thought it was a phenomenal film.
Yeah, it just didn't hit for me for some reason. Just wasn't for me. I didn't not enjoy it. It just wasn't.
Yeah, it's allowed to not be your favourite in the.
Yeah, just wasn't my favourite.
Did you like the little soul motes as they were floating up? They were very cute.
They were very cute. Yeah, they were very Ghibli, very cute, very demure. And like
very mindful.
Very mindful. Every scene, the hand painted backgrounds, that they just. Incredible, like the amount of work and skill that goes into these Ghibli films. It's just
makes you really not want to be an artist anymore, doesn't it?
It really does. It really does. Yeah,
I saw it and just
very disheartening.
I don't want to draw anything anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I do that when I see musicians on TikTok with 0 followers. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Look how good they are.
It wasn't my favourite, but it was fine. Romulus, Alien Romulus.
I
I
watched this too.
loved it.
Tag team.
Great.
Loved it. I think I can't remember who it was. It might have been Stig that said it was probably the best Alien film since Aliens. I would agree.
I think
Not fucking high bar though to hit, is it?
Well, yeah, this is true. I mean, we don't speak of Covenant and Resurrection, but Prometheus was passable, as is Alien 3.
It's not.
But I think it did jump the shark a bit at the final scene. I think the whole finale wasn't actually needed. I think the film was great up until that point. Some of the cinematography, like there's some scenes where the gravity drive isn't working properly, and they just keep coming crashing to the ground. I thought that was incredible, as is another scene, which I won't, it's a bit spoilery, but it involves gravity.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, well, it involves gravity. It involves having to kind of navigate around a certain thing.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Oh,
Yeah, that was cool.
so cool. And this, these, the kind of ice belt around the planet that they're circling.
Yeah.
Incredible. I loved it. I loved that the cast were really young and they seemed like just kids getting into something that they just had no idea.
Yeah, you don't mind them making stupid choices when they're stupid kids.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
And they weren't really annoying either.
Aren't some of them the same age of what some of them were in Alien, though? They're just people looked really old in the 70s.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but the characters are like they're just
Young.
17, 18,
Yeah.
19, 20. They're supposed
and
to be
they work
really
on the
young.
part of
mining
the story.
outpost. They're not like
Seasoned space truckers.
yeah.
No.
Unlike
But,
your
yeah.
gadget, the seasoned space trucker that we've got
Yeah.
in this podcast.
What did you think, Biggie?
Yeah, I totally agree. Third best Alien film by far. It's obviously clearly an homage to the earlier films, and like Gadget also pointed out, the game as well. The soundtrack was fantastic. Cinematography was great. There's even a bit of religious allegory throughout it as well when you see some of the imagery of certain things. Obviously, I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Was not happy about the completely misjudged cameo in that.
Don't say that there's a misjudged camera.
I'm not.
Well, you understand why it's there narratively, but you also wish that they hadn't.
It's a great idea. Just
Now my
it
brain's
wasn't
wandering.
necessary.
There's actually Oodles, when you watch this, but if any of you actually rewatch it, if you played Alien Isolation, every time something bad is about to happen to somebody, there is one of the save points from Alien Isolation somewhere in the shot.
Really?
Yeah,
That is so cool.
because Fede Alvarez loved the game.
That is really cool. There was also a little bit of the Alien RPG as well in it, the one we played.
There's references back to some of that.
There's
And
a
also-
guy that goes, Miller!
Yeah, there's a character called Miller.
But the way
Yeah, I just think-
the way it also links to the kind of the wider Alien franchise lore, I think it did quite well.
Considering where we got to up to this point, it couldn't really have been any worse than what we'd already seen.
We said that, then we got
So-
Covenant.
Yeah. I'll do the fingering.
It was just kind of like, my expectations were kind of low when I heard all about it, and then I saw the trailer and I thought, well, it feels very alien-y, like the very first one, and then I thought it had too many spoilers in the trailer.
So is it space
then-
horror again?
That's in there.
It's
I
half
think
and
that's
half.
where
It's half and
its
half.
roots
It's like
should be in that.
It's like when I said in my review, it's like a combining of Alien and Aliens. First half of the film is Alien, second half's Aliens.
Yeah,
but in a way
which is
that
cool.
works.
Look at like Alien Resurrection. That's not a horror film at all.
No,
It's just an action film.
yeah, Alien Resurrection is
But
kind of a
the,
snarky action film, isn't it?
Yeah.
The young lad that plays the android in the film is
he's so
fantastic.
good.
He was
Performance
brilliant.
is
Absolutely brilliant.
So good. Very impressed with
I hope
him.
he got paid twice for that film.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, generally the cast were
Right
great.
lane.
I thought that, like you say, they're all youngsters, and then
Yeah, he is in
I
Riley.
think one of them was a complete unknown as well. So
I'm looking forward to watching it when it jumps up on streaming.
It's
has-
it's on to rent now, so
I ain't renting shit.
oh, you take it.
You'll find it somewhere.
Be on Disney.
I
Plus in a month.
don't pay for Disney Plus, so I'm all right. I'll wait while it goes on Disney Plus.
Yeah. What else? Another one really quick. I watched. I finally managed to watch Watchman Chapter 1, which is the animated series.
Yes.
It's a two-parter. So Watchmen Chapter 1 is out. Watchmen Chapter 2 is coming out at some point next year.
What did you think?
I enjoyed it. I think it hasn't done anything particularly groundbreaking. It's basically frame for frame the comic, which is almost what the film is too.
Almost.
I love the animation. The first part certainly is. Second part, who knows?
Yeah.
Fuck knows. But the animation's great.
Has it now gone full meta because the original movie had the animated story about the castaway, isn't it? The shipwreck, and now
it did,
that's technically, I guess, in this as well, is it not?
So the original Watchmen film didn't have the Tales from the Black Freighter in it.
It was
on the DVD.
The Snyder
it was
cut.
on the DVD.
The Snyder cut did.
Yeah.
This has got it in it, but it hasn't really got it. It's just the kid reading it at the newspaper stand and stuff. So they are going to chop it in. So obviously, a little hint to the ending that's going to be in it. It's fine. It's the animation's great because it's very kind of 80s looking, but it's also with the 3D cell shaded, so it looks really smooth. But you know me, I love Watchmen. I was always going to love it.
I love me some
do
Watchmen. I don't think they'll ever hit the heights of the book itself. I don't think it's ever going to be done. And if you go in expecting that it's never going to be better than the book, you're all right, aren't you? Because I think the Snyder film's good.
I do too.
Yeah, I liked it too.
Yeah.
I'm saying it. I don't give a fuck. I'm saying it.
Liked it.
I liked the ending as well. I don't think it was.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, I think at the time it came out, where comic book movies weren't. I mean, the Marvel films were already out, but they weren't huge.
Yeah.
I think maybe it might have been a bit of a stretch to expect people to accept willingly the ending in the giant psychic squid. I think probably more so now. I think probably people are a bit more receptive to seeing these ridiculous things on screen because we are going into the more bonkers side of Marvel stuff. So I'll be excited to.
And Snyder's slow-mo probably worked well for the Watchmen, as it's got that sort of comic book feel, doesn't it?
It did.
Goes with.
There was still too much in it, too much slow-mo in it, but it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, and just the narration from Rorschach and everything. It was very like a sort of noir detective type thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So very very grimy, very 80s. Yeah, I love Watchmen.
Must rewatch
Love
that.
it.
Yeah, I do too.
It's
One
really
of my favourite
good.
comic books of all time.
Yeah, it's really good. Top 10.
I watched another film. I watched Speak No Evil, the English version, which is an adaptation of a 2022 Danish film.
That's the one I reviewed.
That's right, yeah. So I watched the McAvoy version.
He's a good lad, McAvoy.
Like McAvoy. Don't like his West Country accent so much. Didn't really work.
You were right, me babber.
I would have given him some cunning linguistics had he asked.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
Candy, do I need to get the hose?
Maybe, maybe.
Is he ripped in it? He's always ripped lately.
He is. It's
massive, isn't it? Since
Oi,
Shyamalan.
McAvoy.
Since the Shyamalan films.
Yeah, like reassuring
man.
thighs.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress.
There's the pod title, Stig. You're going to go for the second option. Reassuring thighs.
So, American family go to go off on holiday to Italy, Tuscany. They are sharing a villa with several families, one including a English family who are from the countryside. They make friends and they decide to go and visit them in the West Country. And they start off as normal as you would imagine, nice friends having just a gay old time. Things start getting a little bit tense and a lot of things are kind of misinterpreted. Like, did they mean to make us feel uncomfortable? Is this just like a culture shock? Is this just how they are? And things are just gradually getting more and more tense until the finale where just everything...
Like Biggie says, it goes fucked up.
It goes fucked up.
This is just like a straight remake, isn't it, in English?
I don't know because I haven't seen the original. So
that's what everyone's saying, I think.
So both families, they both have children. The English family have a young son who comes across as disabled because he has a speech impediment. They explain that it's something to do with his tongue. His tongue's not fully developed, so he's not able to communicate. The American family have a preteen girl, and she suffers strongly with anxiety. So you've got the kids have their own kind of story as well. And just going. Try not to go into spoiler territory. The shit
Not
hits.
easy, is it?
Biggie
Shit,
went
it's
through the whole film of a week.
Shit hits the fan. Yeah,
He's nasty. The nasty family.
nasty family.
Yeah.
It was.
He
Another
told
one,
us everything.
Yeah, another one. It
No,
was.
not
It was
everything.
fine. I think the finale went on a little bit too long. I think we could all see where it's going. And they had multiple times to escape. I mean, there's one scene where the family managed to get out. They're in the car. They're in their little Tesla. Off they go. There's a couple of miles down the road. The daughter realizes she's left her toy bunny, and she starts having an anxiety attack.
Fuck your bunny.
That's
Fuck
the
your
same
bunny.
in the other one.
Just
Is
leave
that
that fucking thing.
I'll be honest. You try and tell a child that.
I have. Loads
To
of
be
times.
fair, I have not had that experience. However,
I've
if
done loads
I'm
of times.
trying
That's why
to
my
run-
kids respect me and fear me.
When they lose that comforter, it's like fuck.
Yeah, but if I'm thinking the family's going to try and do something awful or
Murder
kill
you.
us or like
Yeah, at that
you know,
point, I'll get you another one. Don't worry.
fuck the bunny.
Get
Yeah,
your fucking tool, mate.
yeah, exactly.
Fuck that.
So I mean, it's fine. It's
Also, any
Active-
reasonable
acceptable.
parent would have like known and picked the bunny up.
Had it on
Yeah.
me
Yeah,
anyway.
they'd have known. Fuck, make sure you get the bunny.
well, I mean,
I
they
don't know.
kind-
This
they left in a bit
going
of a
by what
hurry.
you're saying. Going by what you're saying, the version I saw, it was more of an awkward moment that made the family leave. But the way you're implying it, it seems it was obviously a lot more sinister when they tried to leave, and then they still went back for the bunny, which I think sounds a bit odd.
I
The
think
first film, you kind of understand why they went back.
You mean it's more reasonable
I've
to go
heard-
back? They're not in danger.
I
I've
think
heard
so.
that the
I think
original
so.
is a lot bleaker. Like they've toned it down a little.
It's
for
pretty
this.
bleak.
Yeah, this new one it's more or less the same, but they've toned it down a little, not made
I
it
think
as bleak.
you've got to watch the original, Candy, and you've got to watch the new one, Biggie, and we'll get an analysis on it.
yeah, that's not a bad shout. We'll do it for
I
Halloween.
think that's the best thing to do.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
because it's Halloween season. It's spooky. It's scary. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'd be up for watching the original. I'd like to compare, but
Yeah.
it was fine. That's all I can say about it, really. McAvoy, mate, you can't do a West Country accent there. Like I can't do a Scottish accent, so fair enough. But,
I'd watch McAvoy in anything. I love him.
yeah,
You can't do a Scouse accent
We
either.
got to do me babber. You got to just talk like that, and then everyone sounds.
Innit?
All right,
Cheers,
me
Drive.
babber.
Yeah, exactly.
You just got to talk like a hobbit. I ain't been dropping no eaves.
No one
all you
tells
gotta
me
do.
shit.
potatoes.
Oh, potatoes.
Cool.
And the final thing I
Bloody hell, she's got more.
No, well, I'm going to hand over to Stig.
Oh, I was going to save it for another day when you've got fuck all to do.
It's not much. I think you might have got
on,
further
Stig.
than me, really. So me and Candy both bought Neva this week. It's the follow-up game from Nomada Studios, the team that.
Are you telling me that neither of you have finished this? Sorry, I had to do it.
Womp, womp, womp. And I
was
Yellow
Never
cards.
will.
Yellow
That's
cards.
a
Oodles.
fucking yellow card.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Fuck off, Oodles.
He's on one tonight, honestly.
I know, Jesus.
I've had enough.
Too many jelly beans.
Yeah, this is so it's a follow-up from the team that brought us Greece.
Green.
I think it's Greece. It's French, isn't it? Gris.
Spanish.
Gris. No,
Gris, it's gotta be
Oh, it's
Gris.
Spanish.
No, you pronounce the S.
Gris.
I always called it Gris.
Greece.
Yeah, you do know you
Who
pronounce
cares?
it. Yes.
Who cares?
Who cares? Anyway, it's the team that brought us that game, which everyone knows I absolutely love. I love the soundtrack.
It's a fantastic
Yeah.
game.
I've played it 3
amazing.
times in the last 4 years.
I played it twice.
Tells you how much that I've actually
Yeah,
replayed a game.
it's the only game you've played multiple times ever.
One of them, one of like 5. Yeah. So this, yeah, I haven't really played much of it, so really it's just first impressions, and then I'll probably do a full review on it next week.
Is it a lot longer then?
I didn't think so. I think it's about 5 hours,
Four,
isn't it?
5 hours.
Oh, you just had time to put
But the-
out into it.
Yeah, but this one has combat, whereas obviously Greece didn't. That was just kind of platforming and puzzle work, whereas this is more. This is platforming, puzzle work, and you have combat in there. So the game kind of throws you straight into this world where you are this woman who has these pet wolves / like mythical. They're like wolves, but they've got antlers.
Antler wolves.
Yeah, and they get attacked by these dark, like shadow creatures from the forest.
No, not again.
Yeah, and you kind of have to work your way through attacking them using, dodging and double jumping,
It sounds cool.
platforming and stuff like that.
Is the music amazing?
It's
Mm-hmm.
it's the
It's by Balloonist, isn't it?
Balloonist
Again.
again, so it's the same team that did the last soundtrack.
Because that's the main thing in that game.
Yeah, the visuals look fantastic. So it's obviously all like kind of watercolor visuals and stuff. You've got a little pet dog. Spoiler alert: right at the beginning, the mother gets killed.
Yeah, it's in the trailer.
Right at the beginning.
It's in the trailer.
And then
yeah.
you're
It's in the
wandering
trailer.
around with the pup. So you've obviously got to try and help the pup get through certain obstacles.
I'm
that
gonna
it
get
can,
this.
and you can call its name, and you can comfort it and stroke it, so you can pet that dog.
Pet that dog.
Yep.
I'm gonna
Oh
get
god, the
this.
brain rot's really setting in. It's like a fucking tick at this point.
Yeah.
People say memes and I just repeat them. So anytime someone says for the greater good, oh, the greater good.
The greater good.
Exactly.
The greater good.
So
Oh,
yeah,
I need to
I've
get
only
off the
just
internet.
got past the first part. Really, I didn't really have time to put into it, unfortunately.
I think with something like this, I know I played Gris in one playthrough, but I don't think there's anything wrong with taking your time with something transcendental like that.
Sometimes it's nice,
Yeah,
nice
it
to just have a
took me a
bite-sized
few
game,
goes.
isn't it? But yeah, no, I
Yeah,
haven't got
of
that
course.
far into it as well because it just hasn't stuck yet. I think it's, I haven't got into any particularly troublesome areas yet. Like none of it's been
No,
particularly
you're
difficult.
taking your
but-
time, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, I am struggling with the dog whimpering. That is putting me off a little bit. It's making me a bit sad. There are fairly long sections where you are just running. You're holding a button down and that's it. I'm sure it'll probably change. But yeah, just it's stunning to look at. I love the it almost looks actually some of the baddies almost look a little bit kind of Studio Ghibli. You notice the
You look like No Face.
yeah, they are like No Face when No
Ooh,
Face goes mad at the spa. But also I think there's these little guys. I think are they meant to be crickets? Just they got their heads they're
fuck
burying their
knows?
heads in. Anyway, the design is just it's lovely.
Yeah.
Well,
Really
the game, the first one, I always found it more of an experience than a video game. It was just kind of the music, the visuals.
meditative.
You kind of moved from scene to scene with a couple of puzzles that weren't exactly that difficult to work out. It
I
was
think it's going to be more
more
of
of
the
an
same.
experience,
Yeah, I think it's
Let
it's-
it be. Let
yeah.
it be. They didn't fuck up in the last
for the
game,
right
did
reason. For the right reason.
Yeah, combat's
That's what I
really
liked
simple.
about
You
the
got
last one.
you got block, you got jump, you got double jump, you got roll. That's all you need, as far as I know.
I'd love it. Do you know what I'd love if you start playing more and you realise it's a Souls game?
Oh God, yeah.
You can die, so you can. You do have health.
You have to have skill.
So
You have to have skill.
yeah, it's not more. It's not just like Greece was just literally just platforming and puzzle work, and
Yeah.
if you fail,
She
you
I'm
makes
gonna
a-
get it.
Makes a hell of a noise when she dies as well.
yes, she does.
Is it cheap? Is it about 15 quid or something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, if you have Greece on Steam, it's a weird
do.
thing because if you got it on Steam, you can buy it in a multi-pack with Greece and Neva for
I've already got it.
Yeah, for cheaper than you can if you buy Neva separately. I don't know how it works, but yeah, just click on that pack if you want to get it. It's like £14.50 or something.
Mint.
But I enjoyed the first game so much, I was happy to pay for this one.
Absolutely.
on
Support 'em,
on
innit?
release day, yeah. But annoyingly, it made me like start listening to the soundtrack from Greece again this week, and I went and bought it on vinyl. So
Oh, nice.
It's good.
it cost me more than 15 quid in the end.
I don't listen to many game soundtracks, but the Grease one is in my Spotify. It is.
It's a good one for fall asleep to.
Yeah, it's just it's one of my stress relieving ones 'cause I do a lot of meditation, and that's one of them. You know what I mean? It's cool. I'm glad it's good. Got anything else, Stig?
Yeah, this week I went to go see a new DreamWorks film, The Wild Robot.
And is it?
It is a wild robot. I'm going to say this out from the start. This is in my top 5 films of the year. This film is
So it's
Oh,
good
shit.
then.
absolutely fantastic. Yeah, it's easily one of DreamWorks' best films, probably only bettered by How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay.
So,
I like that game now.
so this is a adaptation of a novel by the same name, and it stars Lupita Nyong'o, Pedro Pascal, Kit Connor, Bill Nighy, Stephanie Hugh, Mark Hamill, Catherine O'Hara, Matt Berry, and Ving Rhames. So you've got
Nice.
a really good voice cast there. The main 3 are Lupita, Pedro, and Kit. So she plays the robot Roz, which is a helper robot, and it gets stranded on this island. So it's kind of set in the near future. And where there are helper AI robots that people order, and they can do the jobs of humans. So like, there's a reason for it. I think you can kind of piece it together as the film goes on later to find out why. But yes, she gets it's a female like coded robot. So she gets stranded on this island when the cargo that she's on kind of flips off, and her sole purpose obviously is to help humans. But she's stranded on an island full of animals, so she doesn't realize what her purpose is. So she tries to communicate with the animals. They're obviously all scared of her, this weird robot thing running around. So she tries to learn their language by listening to them. She sits and learns and listens. And then one day she gets chased by a bear and accidentally kills a goose. And it's all the eggs in its nest apart from one, which is a little gooseling called...
Little gosling?
Yeah, she calls it... Bright Bill? Can't remember the name of the character now. Yeah, Bright
Don't
Bill.
matter.
Yeah,
Bright
and
Bill.
so she checks it upon herself to make that her job. Her task is to raise this goose, to get it to feed, to get it to learn how to
After
swim.
she slaughtered the goose's family.
Yeah, it was an accident.
Okay.
And to teach it how to fly so it can migrate for the winter. So that is her purpose now.
That's sweet.
And because she's obviously learned the language of the animals, she could talk to the animals. So the animals then start to talk.
We hear it as English.
Yeah, we hear it as English. She talks to them and everything. And then throughout the whole thing, obviously, she starts to learn more. She starts to reprogram herself. She starts to become more humane. She turns from just a robot with like a set, like kind of program to learning emotion and learning what it is to be a mother and everything like that. And it's just really good. The animation is absolutely stunning. It's kind of like watercolored in places. It's kind of got similar to what you got with the last Puss in Boots film. So a little bit mixture of that, like kind of watercolored mixed in there. Everyone's really good. The voice acting's really good. The music's really good. The stories and the messages in there are absolutely amazing. There's loads of stuff in there. There's stuff for if you're a new parent, if you're a parent like where your child might be leaving home for the first time.
If you're a robot.
About getting on with people who you have differences with, because obviously this is an island full of predator and prey, and everyone is kind of there's an ecosystem there, but there's times where they have to band together, due to either harsh weather or other things. And so there's just all that kind of messaging of that going.
There's
in
community
there.
message and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
just really good stuff for children, and obviously some adults should probably take this kind of stuff on board as well. But
you'd hope.
yeah, you'd hope, but yeah, probably not.
They
But
don't.
yeah, it'll make people cry. This will make Candy cry, 100%. There was people crying in our cinema, and it hit me in a few places. It made me cry, but it got the emotion. The emotions were felt in certain times and stuff, and it is really, really good. Honestly, it's one of DreamWorks' best films.
Is it better than Ants?
Yes, miles better than that. Like I said, I would only say How to Train Your Dragon is better.
Is it better than Shrek?
Do I need to? Am I not being heard? Hello? Hello?
Is it better than?
He's trying to
Small
trap you into
Soldiers?
something.
Yeah, I don't know what he's trying to trap me into, because
I'm not trying to trap you.
How to Train Your Dragon, then The Wild Robot, then all the rest of it.
What about Shrek? I thought Shrek's beloved.
Shrek's up there.
Shrek is
up
beloved,
there.
but it's not the best thing DreamWorks have ever done.
Okay.
You can't get me to say Shrek's crap, because
Shrek is crap.
it's not crap,
You haven't seen Shrek,
but
Oodles.
it's like
That's why, because it's crap.
not as good as The Wild Robot. And plus bonuses, we got to see it for free, and free food and everything. It was great. So they put a family cinema night on, so we got like free drinks, free popcorn, free sweets.
Was it for Cinema Guy? Where it's like, we know you're a celebrity.
No, it was for staff, family, and friends.
Oh,
So
right.
my
that's
brother
cute.
brought his kids. We took all of ours, and there was other people that took some of their family and stuff, and they
Didn't
did a lot
like
of,
ours, did he, Biggie?
they did a lot of food.
Nope.
Nope.
I just get to point out the poster to my child and go, yeah, that's good.
My mate told me he had a
Get a
family
wife
night.
that works
Friend
at
of
the
family.
cinema, and then you'll be sorted.
Get a new wife that works in the cinema.
An additional wife.
Yeah,
not a new
additional
one.
wife.
Yeah, I have
One
got
on the
more
side.
recently.
A wife for Wednesday.
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely fantastic. It's
I like the look at it. I saw
coming
the
on
trailer
streaming
the other day,
services
actually.
quite quick, annoyingly, which
Good.
it deserves more time in the cinema because it's an original. Well, I know it's an adaptation of a book, but it's an original DreamWorks. It's not just another sequel to like Shrek or How to Train Your Dragon or Kung Fu Panda or Trolls. Like that's literally
Trolls is good. I like
that-
Trolls.
that's literally all they've been like. Yeah, but that's what all they've been like pumping out.
Yeah,
in
they've just been
animation
doing
for the last few
sequels, haven't
years.
they?
Yeah.
Despicable
Having
Me.
said
that's
that,
Illumination,
they are
isn't it?
doing the Wild Robot this sequel, but it is a book trilogy, so it gets
Yeah.
away with it.
Yeah. I saw the trailer to it over a week and I thought, that looks nice. Looks nice.
It is.
Cool. Do you want any more? Shall I move on?
No,
Biggie?
Yeah, I already talked about Alien Romulus with Candy.
Yep. That's
So
cool.
the only other thing I wanted to talk about is I have completed God of War Ragnarok.
Fucking
Yay!
finally. 3
Yay!
years later.
Yay. Yeah,
It's all right.
great story, great combat. Boss fights are a little bit hit and miss for me.
There's not many boss fights in it, if I recall.
Five, I think.
Yeah, there's not many, is there?
Yeah, I just think
Did you
the quality
enjoy the Heimdall one?
is the,
Of course you did.
yeah, that was one of my favourite ones, but
Basic.
I just found some of the others a bit more arcadey.
Yeah.
It's just kind of... It took me out a little bit because there's too many tells of what's
The
going to happen.
Nidhogg one,
and
that's a
it's
bit arcadey, isn't it?
I like the Nidhogg one. I didn't like the last fight. The
So
final
I was
boss
going to
fight
say the
was
last
shit.
one.
What do you
The
mean when the
platforms
floor,
were shite.
the floor glows and you have to move
Yeah.
out of the way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the law for that?
Yeah,
Is
that's
it good?
what I mean. It took me a little bit out of it, to be honest.
God of
And I
floor.
did. I know what you mean about. I forgot the actor's name that played Odin, but it took me out of it sometimes. Just the fact that he had this New York accent.
I
It was
loved
kinda
it.
weird.
I really liked
I
him.
loved it.
I think it was a
it's,
clever
That's what I say. It
angle,
kind
yeah.
of worked.
It's Richard Schiff who was in
Yeah.
The West Wing.
That's it.
I think it's such an
Yeah, yeah.
acquired decision, and I fucking loved it. And they had the guy
Like
playing
I say, when
Thor
it
that was
worked, it
in
worked. Other times
Sons of
it
Anarchy. That guy that played Thor.
no, none of them have the bloody regional accents in these games anyway.
But that's
they're
the
not-
thing.
they're
It just
not-
seemed
none
that
of them
one
speaking
step too far
Swedish,
for
are
me.
they?
No.
I quite like the choice to have of how they presented Odin in this, because so many representations of Odin, so there's a big fucking bulking huge guy with a massive beard,
Yeah.
and I quite like that he's like, for lack of a better term, this New York Jew, and he's like this really
Yeah.
kind of tiny small man that talks really quickly,
Yeah.
but there is like an inherent power to that. Like,
There's a respect that they've all got of him as well. They all fear him. Like
Yeah, there's this
they
real-
know that
real fear of
underneath that quick talking, do you know what, that jive talking guy, it's just
Oh yeah, it's very obvious.
there's a fear
especially when
behind
he
it. But
talks to
I mean, look,
Atreus. You know he's.
we've seen
freaking-
a lot of Odin and stuff, like Anthony Hopkins played Odin and stuff like. We've seen a lot of different Odins. Him who played in American Gods, what's his name? Him who was in Deadwood and stuff. He played Odin as well.
what,
Lovejoy.
yeah.
Lovejoy, yeah.
Lovejoy.
Oh, Ian McShane.
Ian McShane, he played
Ian
Odin
McShane,
as well.
yeah.
We've seen lots of versions of Odin. It's a bit like Zeus, isn't it? We always get a different type of Zeus. Remember when we got fucking Liam Neeson Zeus in Percy Jackson?
I'd rather not.
Is it Percy
remember that.
Jackson?
Oh,
Is
it's
it Percy
Clash of the
Jackson? No,
Titans, wasn't it?
Clash of the Titans, that's it. Yeah, I mean, it's I like that little. I know you don't want to jump on that, but I like that. They cast somebody different for him.
And Heimdall as well. Heimdall's an arse, man.
It's just a fucking like a West Coast fucking California prick.
I really enjoyed the
I did
boss fight
enjoy
with him.
smacking the
Nope.
shit out of him.
Yeah,
He's
not
fucking
because it was a
cornrows
mechanically satisfying boss fight, because it was a satisfying ending to that boss
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
He was just a bro, wasn't he? He's like a fucking
was.
a fraternity
Really
knobhead.
spoilt. Very spoilt. But yeah, I just felt the story was at times really interesting, really cool, and then it just felt a bit padded out at times.
It's not as
There's
good
this
as the first game. It's not.
There's that really weird section, which I won't reveal for spoiler issues for anyone, but there's a point in the story where Kratos and Atreus just suddenly, even though the whole story is about revenge and getting justice and that, and they just go, we're fucking out, we're out.
Fuck it.
And then it's like,
Yeah.
it just
Go
didn't
home.
feel heartfelt. It was another scene where they had to go off and do something for a little bit, and then they're like, oh yeah, actually, we're
Did
back
you
in
like
again.
that level with the giant, the granny?
I like that.
I thought it was good.
I thought
that
that
bit
was
of the
so
level.
weird.
I didn't like the
Yeah, that
first bit of the level. The big
Did you like
walking
Ragnarök
through the
with
water.
Yak?
Yeah,
the
that
graffiti thing.
fucking
shite.
sucked, that bit. But then that whole
Shit.
thing with the giant granny, I thought that was really fucking good.
Brilliant,
That
It was a bit like Kingdom Hearts or something, wasn't
Yeah.
It was, it was like Kingdom
cool.
Hearts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad you liked it, though.
I did. I mean, it's not a game I wouldn't recommend to anybody. The two of them together are fantastic. And but again, I finished it, and it offers you to carry on with the game, and I was kind of like, no,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
I didn't find the second one quite as good, but I think that the two
No.
of them work as one piece, don't they? I think you have to
Yeah.
play, you know, you have to play them together. I think my issue with the second one was it just wasn't as intuitive to play. Like the map,
wasn't.
I thought was difficult to navigate, and there was
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I agree.
I worked it out by the end.
and the combat wasn't as fun either. But I think story wise, I think that, like I said, the two of them work together perfectly, but like perfectly complement each other.
Performances were great. You know, the
Yeah.
acting was superb.
I think Kylie's right. There's a bit in the creator where I was wandering around looking on the map going, it's
What do I
telling
do?
me there. And I'm
Yeah.
wandering around going, I
Yeah.
can't get to there. I don't know what. But
Different
I think
levels
that
and,
the advantage I think I had was that I did all of that with Atreus. So I did everything with Atreus and then finished
Yeah.
the game. Whereas I know a lot of people just kind of skipped through all that and then went back and did that with some of those sections
Yeah.
without him.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Spoiler alert for a 3-year-old game. Play
Um,
it, dickhead.
Yeah, but I don't like spoilers. But the one, I've forgotten what I was going to say now. Completely
Yeah, mate.
forgotten.
What an observation. Let's move on.
Yes,
For the-
you said you didn't want to do play anymore. Just go back to the tavern.
Yeah, do
Do
that.
that bit.
Oh yeah,
Make sure you
Yeah,
do
go
that
back
bit.
to go back to the dwarf tavern.
Go back to the dwarf tavern and just do that bit.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
And then
I
fi-
did.
and then
hear
you-
that.
you
can
have to do
finish.
that.
Yeah.
You have to do
fucking
that.
hell.
Yeah.
Gadget, what have you been up to? Quick.
Okay, a couple of things. Carrying on with Nine Souls, I managed to play through the worst boss fight I've ever played in a Metroidvania in that game.
Can I tell you something about that game? I refunded that this week.
Yeah, I know you got in trouble with your Steam on that.
Not because I disliked the game. I refunded it because I loved it. And I
Yeah,
wanted to play it on PlayStation.
fair enough.
Oh,
There is there is one boss fight that'll drive you up the fucking wall because it drove me up the fucking wall, and it's
I'll beat it first time, mate.
well, you won't have got there in your refund period.
No, I'm saying I will. I said I will beat it first.
Nah, it's. I'll go into it when I do my video, but it's a duo boss fight, but they haven't taken that lesson from the Souls games where they basically both of them rush you at once.
Give you some space. Give it some
Yeah.
time. Have windows.
Yeah, both of them rush you at once, and it's a game about parrying. And it took me
You
an
can't
hour
parry
and
two
a half.
people at once, can you?
Nah, it took me an hour and a half to get through, and I'm fairly sure I got through by luck rather than skill.
That's never fun.
No, so but I've unlocked now to the point where I'm getting the platforming puzzles, so I'm hoping that kind of picks it back up a little bit. But I am still enjoying it apart from that fucking boss fight. I hated that.
I like the
boss.
story to it from the hour or so I played.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm refunding this. I want to play it on the big screen. I want to play it on my PlayStation.
Conversely, today I bought Black Myth Wukong just to I haven't played it yet. So
Oh, so fucking good.
but the two main things I've been doing. So I caught up on The Legend of Vox Machina because season 3's out, so I've watched 9 of the 10 episodes of that. So this is I've talked about the previous 2 seasons. This is the Critical Role anime based off their first campaign. It's fucking brilliant. It just keeps getting better and better. The animation.
You say you've watched 9 of the 10. Why
Yeah,
don't you
because
just
the
finish
10th,
it.
the 10th episode comes out next week.
Oh right, okay.
I'm caught up to where it's been released.
Imagine that as an anime.
What Scott Sheep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't fancy carrying all them awards home.
But yeah, the animation budget's gone up. The storytelling is getting faster. They've basically progressed through a big chunk of the Vox Machina campaign story to come to what I'm assuming is going to be the conclusion of the Chroma Conclave, where they're fighting a load of fucking dragons.
Stig, it's the conclusion of the Chroma Conclave.
It's also
Come on, Stig.
Pointedly quite sad because it's the last new thing we'll ever get with Lance Reddick in it.
Aw.
Because it was the
Yeah,
last
it's fucked, isn't it?
the last voice role that he recorded before he died.
It's fucked.
So, because he was playing Thordak, the big bad, the big giant ancient red dragon that they have to fight in this season.
Why is the enemy always a big giant red dragon?
Because they're big and giant and red and dragon-like.
Oh, that's true. They're pretty fucking cool, aren't they?
Yeah, but no, it's really fucking good. It's funny, it's heartfelt, there's some sad moments, there's some kind of dark moments to it. It's
And you know
just
everyone's
really well
great
done.
at voice acting.
They're all amazing voice
Like
actors.
Scorched sheep.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would really heartily recommend it, whether you play D&D or not, or whether you care about Critical Role or not. I have it up there with Castlevania as a kind of Western anime.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's that good.
At me.
Wow. Could you imagine Scorched sheep in animation? That'd be awesome.
If only someone had already said that on this podcast.
I know you have, but I'm still thinking about it. Just it's so cool.
So, but the main thing,
Unairable.
Delay, man.
the main thing,
Sorry, Gadget. I know you got on a thing, but there is a moment. I was editing our Patreon podcast today, and there is a moment where I mentioned something, and then about a minute later, Biggie mentions it like I hadn't already just mentioned it. And I'm like,
I remember that happening.
I'm editing thinking, I've just said that. And it wasn't an
It's-
acknowledgement
I like
of what
to
I've said. It was him
process
going,
things
oh
and
yeah,
take
and
them.
remember
I don't
this. And I'm like,
disagree.
hang on.
What it is with Biggie, he lives in a transcendent realm past ours. He's on a different plane of
It's
existence.
the
It's more-
astral plane.
yeah, he's more
an
ascendant
astral
than
plane
we
that was
are.
never meant to fly. Jesus Christ. So the main thing that I've done this week, I've watched a film which was described as a cheap, defamatory, and politically disgusting hatchet job.
Uh-oh.
Because this is a biopic, and that was described as that by the person that they are biopicking.
I can't even think what it could be.
I've been at the cinema to see The Apprentice.
You're fired.
Also, insane, first time going to an everyman cinema, and it was very nice. I like having beer brought
Expensive
to.
though, isn't it?
Yeah, I like having beer brought to my sofa.
Yeah, the sofas are comfy, every man.
Get any dough balls?
No, because we'd been out for a meal. We'd been out for a meal beforehand.
I know, but
mate,
still,
you need
but-
to get off this garlic dough ball
But
nonsense.
still, even if you've been up something to eat before, you should have got some dough balls. They're like crack. I call them crack balls.
He eats some like Maltesers, that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, they're so good.
They're the danger for his physique cutting.
Oh,
Anyway, so
Gadget, you should have gone for the garlic balls. I call them crack balls.
Oh my god!
so yes,
He's gone meta now. He's gone meta. I can't deal with this.
well, that fourth wall, he broke through it.
Punch through it.
So this is the film charting the rise of one Donald J. Trump's career as a real
Can we
estate
just put a
businessman.
politics warning on? Because I know it's not
Actually-
about politics. This film.
To be fair, there is
politics warning
there's not a shred of politics in this. This is about
Good.
him as a real estate developer.
before the politics.
Before the politics. It was directed by Ali Abbasi, who he's directed a few films before, but what we are most likely to know him from is he directed the last 2 episodes of the first season of The Last of Us. So the one with David, and then the one getting to the Fireflies. So
Please tell me there's loads of fucking mushrooms on Miss chasing Donald Trump in this.
this also stars Sebastian Stan as Donald Trump, Jeremy Strong as Roy Cohn, and
Such an acquired decision as well. Beautiful.
and Maria Bakalova as Ivana Trump.
The late great.
Yeah, buried on a golf course for tax purposes.
Sorry, we shouldn't laugh.
It's ridiculous. Anyway, so yeah, this film takes place between about 1973 and 1987 ish. Those years. Donald Trump starts the film as he's working for his dad's real estate business. He's actually working. He's going to a block of tenement apartments that Fred Trump Sr. owns, and he's collecting rent. But he's got this big idea. He wants to redo the Commodore Hotel on 42nd Street, right opposite Grand Central Station. And he's trying to get the finance going for it and all that. And one night he has this kind of meeting with a kind of this exclusive club with Roy Cohn, who is a very famous, very notorious, massive dickhead lawyer and prosecutor. And Cohn kind of takes him under his wing and helps the Trump family out with their... At the time, they were being sued because they wouldn't rent to black tenants.
Yeah. Yes.
Or if you... Yes. The black tenants they would rent to had to earn 4 times more than the white tenants. And Roy Cohn got them out of that lawsuit.
Trump's not racist, though. He says all the time he's not racist. Never.
Shots fired.
So this charts Roy Cohn kind of taking him under his wing and teaching him effectively how to be Donald Trump. This film is fucking brilliant because it's not a stitch-up of Trump. It's really even-handed in the best way possible. So at the very beginning of the film, Trump is kind of a loser. He's pathetic. He's living in the shadow of his dad.
At the beginning of the film?
No, just he's pathetic. He's living in the shadow of his dad. He wants to kind of build him. He wants to make a name for himself, not Fred Trump's son. He wants to be Donald Trump. He wants to be the real estate developer, that kind of thing that he becomes in the 80s. And he's desperately trying to impress his dad. He's desperately trying to get the approval of Roy Cohn, of all the people around him. He doesn't know how to do it, though, and it's Roy Cohn teaching him. Roy Cohn teaches him the methods that we know Trump has now. And as the film goes on, more people come in out of his orbit. Like you see him meeting Ivana for the first time and then kind of absolutely love-bombing her. And when he's kind of courting her, the film shows it as actually he did genuinely at one point really love her and want to marry her. And it wasn't until later that all became twisted and turned around. It shows the transformation from this pathetic mid-20s guy into the monster that we know as Trump. And it also kind of shows...
Alleged.
It shows quite evenly how nothing of his is original. Like, Make America Great Again was stolen from Ronald Reagan. Yeah, that was Reagan's... Let's make America Great Again was Reagan's campaign slogan in 86.
Yeah, it was.
And Trump takes that. The whole idea of, like, never... like reality is what you say it is, which is a hallmark of Donald Trump for years. That Roy
grab her by the pussy.
No, not that bit. Just let me stop interrupting. I'm trying to get all this information out in the right way possible. That's Roy Cohn. Roy Cohn taught him that. The performances are award worthy across the cast. Sebastian Stan doesn't do a pastiche of Donald Trump. Sebastian Stan becomes Donald Trump in the best way possible. He's not doing... They're eating the cats and dogs. He's not doing that. Not doing the hands or anything like that. But he's got the mouth movements right, the eye movements right, the way he kind of is constantly kind of flicking his hair over, like the image obsession. As the film goes on and Trump ages, they're not using makeup, but Sebastian Stan, his face starts to bloat and like he gets spots under his skin. And he does put on weight, and Sebastian Stan's talked about in interviews that he basically just started eating ramen noodles all the time. And he filmed this in between Marvel films, so he put weight on and dropped it back down for the Marvel films. The makeup that they put on him, because he takes more and more lessons from Roy Cohn. Roy Cohn is addicted to sunbeds. Trump starts getting more and more orange as his amphetamines get involved. But every time Sebastian Stan plays him honestly, and I think that's what is the key to the film, because if it was just a kind of parody pastiche of him, we've seen 1,000 of those. We've seen Alec Baldwin doing Trump on Saturday Night Live. We've seen 1,000 different ways to take the piss out of the man. The film wouldn't have the same impact if it was done to take the piss out of him. It's actually genuinely trying to tell Trump's story. And it's not going to change anybody's mind. You either like him or you don't like him. The cult won't go and see this. Most right-minded people don't like him.
I love him.
But it's an interesting film to watch to see his story. Maria Bakalova is fucking phenomenal as Ivana. She brings
Is
this...
that her that was
Borat's daughter.
Borat's daughter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Had the baby inside her.
Yeah,
So funny.
she brings like a real warmth and humanity to it. And Jeremy
good, yeah.
Jeremy Strong is so fucking intense as Roy Cohn, but like perfectly Roy Cohn. There's other things
He's
like
intense in real life, though, isn't he? Him?
he was. He died in '87.
No, I'm not Jeremy Strong.
Oh yeah,
He's
Jeremy Strong's
intense.
quite intense. Yeah.
Yeah.
The film, like the way the cameras are shot and set up, it's like everything's presented in like square format. This is for 4:3, and the color grading and like the way the film looks emulates the time period. So in the 70s, it looks in the sections of the 70s, it looks like 16mm film. When it transitions to the 80s, you get those kind of VHS loss artifacts into it.
I like that.
New York looks grubby. It's not glamorous.
It was then, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I'd say it was. It doesn't try to like whitewash what New York was like. Like it shows the environment that Trump came up in. I think it's a fucking brilliant film.
A lot of people are. A lot of critics are saying it's great.
It's not.
But a lot are saying that it isn't. That's the problem.
It's got a reasonable Metacritic score. I think the problem is it hasn't really been marketed much. Because it was supposed to be it had limited marketing spend with Wolves, but that then didn't go to the cinema. It just went straight to Apple TV Plus.
Oh yeah, The Wolves. One of you watched that, didn't you?
Yeah. So it's probably going to lose on the box office, and it was made for a tiny amount. It was made for $16 million.
Wow.
But yeah, I would really hardly recommend, especially when it comes to streaming services. Like, you don't need to go to the cinema. It's not essential to see it at the cinema. You're not losing anything.
It's not cinematography nation film, is it? It's like,
No, but the cinematography is really good. Oodles, you'll love it because it's a fucking talkie.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it's-
I'm built for this film.
And it goes really into like the seedy underbelly of how Roy Cohn got things done, like secret recordings and blackmail.
I'm
I'm
still proud of myself from being blocked by Donald Trump before he became president on Twitter. Still one of my proudest moments.
But that's the thing. It's still, but we're not obviously going to get into it. But it just still blows my mind that this sort of arrogant buffoon of a businessman who was clearly successful for right or wrong reasons, but still managed to get his dream of being the president. Blows my mind. And the fact that he's running again is insane.
Not to talk politics or anything like that, but if you look back to the other presidents that they've had, it's happened quite a few times, mate. Not just Trump.
I mean,
but
you've got to be a little bit insane to want to rule the country. You've got to be a little bit batshit.
Just getting back to
A lot
the film.
of stupid people in America.
Yeah, just getting back,
There is also that.
just getting back to the film as well. There's something that I noticed, which I noticed that a few reviewers hadn't picked up on, because a lot of the reviewers say that like some of the side plots get dropped really quickly, or like the ending kind of comes up pretty quickly. I think people are missing that the side characters and the side stories disappear when they're not around Trump. It's all supposed to be in his head. There isn't a scene.
So why would you follow them?
There isn't a scene in this film
He's not there.
where Trump's not involved in it. Like, there's no kind of cutaways to Roy Cohn doing something in the background, or like Trump is always somewhere in the vicinity of the scene that's going on. And I think that's really important because like there is a bit where like his accountants are talking about like how much debt he's in, like towards the end of the film, and it never gets addressed again because Trump doesn't think about that. And
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, it's like in his own head canon.
Yeah, and I think that's a really interesting way to approach the film. Also, it's a good film because hang on, where's the critical reception? Because Peter Bradshaw hated it.
10 out of 10 then.
So yeah, I would
Awesome.
really heartily recommend you go.
The biggest problem with this film is that it's going to bomb. It already is bombing.
Yeah,
Because of the people.
No, but the releasing this film now.
Right now is the worst
Time you could ever release this film. Like, I don't know why they didn't wait until after the election, because if he loses, then people are just sick of hearing about him and seeing him. So why would they want to go and sit and spend 2 hours watching a film about him?
yeah, that's the problem.
Like, it's a really, really stupid time to release this film.
It's like bombardment of his name as well, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
just
it
too
should have
much.
been after it should have been after the election, because hopefully,
yeah.
fuck, we don't get politics, but hopefully he loses, and then he just kind of goes away.
Don't look at Bucky's favourite, mate, because that'll upset you.
But it should have also been released after the election as well to maybe kind of be fresh in the minds of the awards people, because I think Sebastian Stan does need something for this.
He might.
I hope he does. I really hope he does. He's very good in it. But anyway, yeah, so that's my things. We're cracking on. We're going to go to the feedback.
Oh, yes.
Because I'm just aware of the time that we've been on, because we haven't talked to each other in over a week, and apparently we like to talk. I blame Candy. She's done too much this week. That woman needs to slow down.
It was my fault.
She did bring 5 things.
I know, but I never really talk that much, so I thought, no, tonight's my night.
Candy, you need to
I'm
slow
feeling
down.
extra chaotic.
Slow down, Candy.
Gadget, just editing this. Just cut a few of her things out.
What's that? Cut the God of War talk out. Fine.
Yeah, 3-year-old game. Yeah.
I thought we were friends, Biggie.
I'm only kidding.
Right. Xenos has said this week Hades 2 had a big update. You may notice I've never mentioned playing Hades 2 before. That's because I don't own it at the moment. However, the new weapon added in the update looks particularly cool, and I wanted to play with that. Except I'm just not that good at Hades 1, and I know I'd have to play through most of 2 to be able to access the new weapon at this point. Consequently, what I have been doing this week is playing a shitload of Hades.
I'm just about to say, is he talking about a game he's never played?
Yeah. I'm not.
But then he wove a narrative
there is always a method to Xenos' madness, and
yeah,
we don't
I
often see it until the end of his feedback, but it's there.
I respect it, mate. I respect it.
I'm not picking up the sequel until I can actually defeat Hades himself in the first game, and I'm steadily making progress. Though I can't honestly say I feel like I'm getting better at the game. My reflexes just aren't sharp enough for this, and I'm absolutely terrible at dodging a lot of attacks. Fortunately, some of the upgrades available for Zagreus are helping to compensate for my ineptitude. Yeah, you get the right build, you can steamroll through that game.
I'm sure he's aware of this, but I'm not saying this. If you are aware, I do apologise, but there is God mode on that, where every time you die, you get you take less damage the next run.
Yeah,
and up to the point where eventually you take no damage.
No, I don't think it's no damage. I think it tops.
It's really
it tops
massive,
out at like 20% damage or something like that.
It's enough though, isn't it, to get you through?
I think you also get more health pickups as well.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, that's Zagreus, my beautiful Australian devil boy.
I like him. He's attractive.
Yeah.
Even though he's a cartoon.
I thought you would have been about Dionysus.
All of them.
Just throw you in that pit.
All of them.
Well, speaking of throwing in a pit of greased up Greek gods, Bobby Wayne's been on.
Has he?
Guten Tag, meine Freuden.
Guten Tag.
I hope you all enjoyed the podcast. I'm about an hour and a half into the episode, and it sounds like you're having fun from all over the room. We were.
Mate, there were so many people walking about to that fridge.
I think Biggie nearly clocked me in the head with that fridge once.
Yeah.
This week I've been doing 2 things. I watched a movie called Arcadian with Nick Cage playing the survivor of a mystery apocalypse and a father to 2 boys. Ooh. We watch him strive to protect his sons from the creepiest, funkiest, weirdest monsters I've ever seen. Cool. If you've seen this movie, Google the word matraca and you'll probably agree with me.
Okay.
It was interesting, if not a little short.
Maca.
It was interesting, if not a little short and lacking in substance, but still different enough to be worth a watch.
Never heard of it.
No, me neither.
It's because Nick Cage does a film every 2 weeks.
Yeah, is this like during his run where he just did like any
just
old
kept doing
shite?
films.
Yeah, before he realised actually I could do some nice, cool indie
If
films.
I step back a little bit,
yeah,
I can do good films.
He had to pay off that tax bill, didn't he?
He did.
I also watched the new short series on Netflix called Gundam Requiem for Vengeance.
Now we're fucking talking. Let's go.
It's got Requiem in the title, Oodles. Got to be careful with this one.
It's good, though.
Got to approach this. The story is of Iria Sorari, a mobile suit fighting pilot for Xeon, a coalition of space stations fighting to become independent of planet Earth's rule. During her deployment, she and her squad are attacked and subsequently hunted by a new type of mobile suit, a Gundam.
Yeah, boy.
Where Gundam shows normally give us the story of the Gundam pilots and their fight for the little guy, this is all about the helplessness of their foes. Sorari is constantly outgunned and outmatched and has to use cunning and determination to even put up a fight until she and her comrades can escape the Gundam. It's animated in that 3D Netflix anime style that I don't quite like. The facial animations are poor and the body animations are too caricatured. That reminds me of they did a Ghost in the Shell one that was like that.
They did.
It
wasn't very good.
No, it looked like something. It looked like fucking Paw Patrol, like the way it was animated. You know that really stiff, awkward animation that they do for
Reboot.
programs. Reboot, yeah. The animation does do two things very well to make up for it. First, the background environments are fucking stunning. The level of details is photorealistic. I've tried to Google exactly how they did it, but I couldn't find much info. Second, the scaling is on point. You really get a sense of how big and powerful mobile suits are from the perspective of a mere foot soldier. The impending size of a multi-story mech moving across the battlefield and the sheer futility of anyone caught in their path. I would genuinely recommend this to anyone with an interest in anime, sci-fi, or the Gundam franchise, purely for the shift in tone and storytelling. With love, Big Bad Bobby.
It's a good one. As well, guess what gadget we're getting next year?
What?
We're getting a film about Zaku's, finally. About the police.
I haven't seen Gundam, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, Zaku's, man. The big green ones. The big police.
I know Zaku's.
You know Zaku's, do
I
you?
know Zaku's. Yeah, me and Zaku's go well back.
Yeah, the big
Go far
police.
back. Yeah.
It's going to be good anyway. You need to get into Gundam because you like Armored Core.
I do like Armored Core. I want my Armored Cores to turn up. I want to snap them together.
And Bobby as well. If you've not, and Gadget will back me up on this, Evangelion,
Yes.
watch it.
Bit creepy, though. Don't watch it with the missus about.
No, all the kids. No. Watch it, though.
Very good. Very traumatic. Banging theme tune.
It's so good.
Might put that at the end of the podcast.
Yeah,
Anyway,
you shall.
Last up, Best Boy Kurt Lewin has said, this week I finished off Season 4 of The Shield. Like I said last week, it was good, but the weakest of the 4 seasons I've watched so far. Neither the main plot nor the stories of the week were interesting as what has become before. Outside that, though, I've had a very Hobbit-focused week as I finished the book, which was brilliant. I'd like to thank Oodles for encouraging me to read, and I've watched the first 2 films. The first was the better of the 2, standard.
It is.
But like Oodles, I'm a defender of both films. Mm-hmm. I like seeing more Middle-earth again, and I think there are some great set pieces in both films. I also think Martin Freeman is an excellent Bilbo.
I like him as Bilbo as well. He's bumbling. He's silly. He's a silly boy.
I did prefer Ian Holm.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, so do I.
Different age, gone through different things, haven't they?
111 in that one. Come on.
11th birthday.
It was nice being back in that universe with the Hobbits. I can't deny that with the movies. It was great. It just, something just didn't quite
Chock
feel
full of all
right.
the shite that he should have cut out.
It's stuff that doesn't exist, yeah. Yeah, I agree. But I will still defend those films.
Also, the CGI orcs need to get in the fucking bin.
Yeah.
So glad Rings
Yeah.
of Power have brought prosthetics back.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'd have preferred, like,
the
Azog the Defiler as a man in a suit rather than the CGI.
Yeah, they're way scarier.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I
Orokai,
agree.
like, and the orcs are way scarier in Lord of the
Yeah, I
Rings.
agree, mate.
The
I agree.
CGI Legolas in the barrel race thing.
Don't
in the
talk
river.
about the barrels. Don't fucking talk about The Hobbit 2, The Desolation of Smaug.
I might see if I can track down that 3-hour fan edit.
Fan cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. It cuts out a lot.
I hope
So
so.
I
Read the
watched
books. I'm going to read the book and then I'm going to maybe watch that.
You're going to love the book. You're going to love the book. The book's fucking lovely.
My Kindle
absolutely
tells me it's
lovely.
only take me 2.5 hours to read as well.
Yeah, it's quite a short book.
So
Yeah,
That's
it's not
good.
a long book at all. It's lovely, mate. Good. I'm glad you like it, though. Battle of Five Armies is the better of the 3, in my opinion, but I'm in the minority on that one.
Very much so.
I know. Cool. Is that everything?
Yeah, that's everything.
Where were you then? Where were you?
I don't know. Something got popped up on my phone I had to deal with.
Uh-oh. You good, though, yeah?
Yeah. No, it was just a work alert.
As always, links to all our extracurricular activities are in our show notes and in our Discord. If you want to get involved in our Discord, we recommend it. It's a nice haven for misfits, scum and villainy for you all. Please join us. Please consider becoming a patron because you get access to fucking thousands of episodes at this point. It seems like we've done more patron stuff than we have normal stuff. It's ridiculous. And listen to Scorched Sheep because it's coming to an end. I'm not sure when it drops, but it's coming to an end.
The next week or so.
And all of us here know how it ends.
Yes.
I won't spoil it. This is usually the end of the show, but it's time for Candyland.
And now, what's up in Candyland?
I need to ask the advice of you lot and our listeners.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
I don't
Please,
know
not
if
financial.
I don't know
It's
if
not
I've
off to a good start.
I don't know if I've misread a situation or if I've created a backstory that isn't really there. However,
Oh,
right. So last week,
this.
you know my house move troubles. I live in a new house, right?
Yeah.
I live upstairs in a flat. Downstairs. I'm whispering because he's downstairs.
Is it this man again? Is it this man?
Well, so downstairs, my landlord is my landlord. So I went tootling down there a couple of days ago to get a delivery, and so he came bounding out, and we had a little chat, and then I went back up to my room with my new wardrobe, and I get a text 10 minutes later, and it says, "Bear in mind, I was in my jammies, right? Yeah, not looking great." Joe, would you be interested in a deal for future rent at a reduced monthly rental amount?
For sex.
Does that sound like sex to you?
Yes.
Because that's where my mind automatically goes.
Is he attractive?
No.
Is he shaggable?
Hang on a second. So
for cheap
10
rent?
minutes after you received a parcel, which is basically a flat-packed wardrobe.
Yes.
He's messaging you about cheap rent.
Yeah.
That's a bit random,
It's
isn't it?
sex.
Yeah. It's sex, isn't it?
Is he grotesque?
Just say no. Say no thanks.
Well, yeah.
What do you think it is?
I don't know, because I texted him back and said, because I took him a while to message
You
back.
should
'Cause
have
I'm
said,
like, "Oh,
pray tell.
I did. I said, what do you propose? And then I went
Feet
on to say
pics.
Got a dick pic
Then I
back.
went on to go. I was yapping on about recycling bins just so he knows I want to talk about flat stuff only.
I've got an idea. I've got an idea for you, mate. This is fucking genius as well.
Go on.
Every time you see him, plant this seed that you're a lesbian.
I mean, you would think that anyway, wouldn't it? Like, you've met me.
Stace around there all the time.
Exactly. Let's face
Plant that
it.
seed. So if he still wants to do the offer, knowing that you're not attracted to willies, which in real life, gagging for it, but
Absolutely.
if you plant that seed that he thinks you're gay, he's never going to cross this boundary that you think potentially we're all judging that he is. But he might
I think
not
he
be.
would. I think that would probably, I know what men are like. No offense.
Can I watch?
That would probably turn him on more.
Oh, okay. So he's creepy.
Well,
So
no,
did- so
is he
did-
though? Is he just?
Did you get a response to asking him what he was proposing?
No.
When was this?
Huh.
Well, this all happens within the week, and then I said, "Oh, what do you?" And then we've gone on to speak about other things because I got a big old.
So he's
leak
not
in my
gone
flat.
further on it.
No, because I think he wouldn't want to put it in a text, would he? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he's hoping to
Catch
ask
you
it.
when you
Yeah.
when
Is
you're
he
picking up
married?
your just eat.
He is married. I don't know if there's some kind of situation going on.
Where is she?
She's down
Under the
there, I think.
floorboards.
Yeah.
Is she dead?
Yeah, maybe. Christ. Yeah,
Get a
married.
doormat.
Tell you
I'm with the
what,
daughter.
Blame the cat. Get a doormat. Throw it out in front of him nearby when you put it in the bin. So, that's a bit flea bitten. And go, I'm a bit of a rug muncher myself.
No, I meant
And see what he says.
I meant subtly plant a seed, Biggie. Not absolutely tell him that you love.
Give me a
licking
Willem
lasses
Dafoe.
out.
I'm something of a lesbian myself.
Something of a lesbian myself.
I meant just slyly saying, "Oh, my girlfriend's coming over tonight. She's a bit loud, something like that."
Yeah, well,
And then Stace rocks up.
And just put
Stay
some,
rocks up.
let's put some lesbian porn on really loud.
Yeah, but no, I think that would be. So anyway, I forgot chapter 2 of this story, and it's not that bad. But 10 minutes after this, I bought a Ring camera.
Do
So
you
I've
know
been-
what? I
I've
was
been
just
playing
about
with
to say, that's what
Get
I was
a
just
Ring
about to
camera.
say. Put a camera on your door.
Yeah, I would.
I have because
In
he's
case
got.
he stood
he's
out there
got a key to-
wanking.
Yeah, well, he's got a key to my house, which is worrying. But anyway, yeah, I've got a Ring camera.
What if his fucking deal is, I'll give you cheap rent if you let me walk into your house sometimes while you're sleeping and wank.
No.
So he don't physically touch you?
No.
No. Would you
No.
not sell your soul for cheap rent?
No,
I would.
No,
I would.
It's probably something like, oh, would you mind cleaning my windows every month because I
Hang on,
got
what was his
stiff legs.
deal? What? Specify the wording again. What did he say his deal was?
Okay, right. So
Oh my god, this is
says-
incriminating evidence. This, I feel like I'm part of something.
right, he said. Well, hang on, I got to go back.
How big are your tits? That's what he said.
He said, Joe, would you be interested in a deal for future rent to reduce monthly rental amounts?
Mate, that's sex.
It's got to be sex, hasn't it? Like, what else could it be?
Nothing.
You think he'd elaborate what the deal is? It's so kind of vague,
like,
isn't it?
I think
Do you
Biggie
have
might
to
be on
do
something. He
quests
might
for
say,
him or something? Do you know what I
"Do you
mean?"
mind being our like house cleaner or something?"
Or property manager?
It sounds
Yeah.
to be. If I'm going to be
holder?
if I'm going to be perfectly honest here, it does sound like it will be something house related. In that, like either
Yeah, do you want to look after something?
we go away a couple of times a month. Can you pop in and water the plants or something?
We've got a caravan or something.
Yeah,
Or
which would be fine.
You know, something like that. It's the fact that he's worded it in a slightly creepy way. I don't think he's going to come and smash your back door in for cheap rent.
Oh, he might say something simple like, "I've come up with a really good scheme, so we don't have to pay much council tax."
Yeah,
do you
maybe.
do you want to be a part of this?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I am in.
It's just that it is that, like, if it
the
was...
P.S. Can I see your boobs?
the guy from the mortgage providers come around. Can you just say that you're my daughter? So, so
Yeah.
it's not like a buy to
Yeah,
let.
so we'd have to pay. Yeah, so I can pay less tax or something. You never know.
was that Stig?
Or,
Sorry, I talked
again,
over
it
you.
might
I
be.
was gonna
Can you
say,
send me a picture of your asshole?
Lead the message with that rather than make it sound so weird and creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, like, you know, we struggle to clean this or struggle to do that. If you were to help out, then I would reduce your rent. How does that?
Yeah.
Is that something you sound like you'd be interested in? Not, can we have a deal?
Or-
We cut a deal.
You know what?
Do you know how to
we teach you?
dispose of dead bodies?
You know what we probably can do? It's because you've got this fucking flat roof out the back of your bedroom. He's probably saying, "Can you just pop out there a couple of times a month and clear the leaves off it?"
Clear
yeah,
it,
maybe, yeah.
Or it might be even simpler than that. It might be, do you mind tattooing us?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Might be that. In the nude.
On my pee-pee.
Yeah.
I'm a dick.
My anxiety
teeth.
brain has gone to like, I've come up with this whole backstory.
What I'd tell you to do, though, is definitely keep whatever messages he sends to you.
Oh, absolutely.
And if
there will be a paper trail.
100%.
And on future occasions of talking to him in person, just have your phone recording in your pocket.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big
Exactly.
one. That's a big one.
And you know,
Yeah.
maybe like, you know, on your necklace, maybe put an air tag or something, so we can find you if you disappear.
Fair. Yeah, fair. All right.
Yeah.
Get you one of those cat collars with an air tag holder on it.
Oh,
All I can
yeah.
say is, Candy, how do you keep getting into these situations in life?
It's
What do
because
you do?
I'm a girl. These things happen to
I'm
girls.
just a girl.
I'm just a girl.
No doubt at the end.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll keep you abreast of the situation.
No way! Thank you for listening to this show. If you're a patron, we'll be in the green room for this extraordinarily extended episode for some unknown fucking reason. But if you're not,
Because
and you're
Hootie
cheap,
McBoob there was going on about things.
that's true. That's true. If you are a cheap bastard, sithy. Bye.
Bye.
Ah.